Hey guys, really quick before we get into this week's episode, we are now officially on Spotify. So if you guys would like to help support us over there and drop a follow, the link is in the description below. Okay, now on with this week's episode.
Are we going?
Yep, we're recording.
All right. Episode 5 of DDG-HD.
Are we recording?
Star Wars.
Yup, starts reaching into a bag and making the most noise possible.
Sorry, I'm taking all the oxys in the house right now, so I die.
Oh, well, let me come join you. Hold on. I want some.
Hey, yo, pass me
Audrey
an
just
oxy
finished
through
off
the
the
mic.
rest of the lemonade.
I choose death over these movies.
Yeah, this is a lot harder to get through than the fucking prequel trilogy was.
Dude, I'll be completely honest right now and up front, I didn't even finish the last one.
That's fine. We
just
finished
finished it
it.
today.
We finished it this morning.
Dude, I literally couldn't. I fucking
Yeah,
couldn't.
It's tough. It's really hard.
It is absolutely god-awful horrific. It is one of the worst movies that I think I've ever even tried to sit down and watch. I was
I
bored out of
Watch
my...
it like in 20-minute increments.
Yeah.
Yeah!
We literally had to. We watched not even 15 minutes, and we shut it off and started something else.
Yeah, we watched the Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, we
Holiday
watched
special.
the Lego, and that was fantastic. I loved that.
Okay, was it actually good?
Yes, it's
It had some good moments.
the good moments is what makes it good, though, in my opinion. There's
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
of
yeah.
them to say that it was good. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have stretches of like, God, what am I watching? Like every other new Star Wars movie. But like when the cool shit happens, it's like, okay, this is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they poke fun at themselves. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh my God, do they poke fun at themselves so much?
Okay, yeah, because the reason why I asked is because I remember when it was announced or whatever, like Danny and I were talking about it. We're just like, dude, like this might actually
Yeah.
be good. Like I'm actually
Yeah.
excited for this. And then Red Letter Media made their video like shitting on it beforehand, where like they make their predictions or whatever, and then like everything that Jay said was like fucking spot on with like the
Oh,
time
dude,
travel and this, that, and the other. And it's just like as soon as
So-
that video came out, I was like, oh, I guess I'm not gonna watch it.
Those Red Letter Media clips were for their prediction for Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. And so someone at Disney must like be a big Red Letter Media fan and was like, you know what? Let's just take what they say and make it into a movie.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yes, because it's like, holy shit, this is exactly what they just described it as.
That is amazing. Somebody was watching their video and they were just like, hey, they got some good ideas.
Oh, dude, well, it wouldn't be the first time it's happened. Like many years ago, Mike goes, J.J. Abrams would be a good choice to direct the new Star Wars movies, and look what happened. He directed 2 out of the 3.
Okay, which by the way, I want to give JJ credit. Fucking episode 7, fantastic.
Yes, The Force Awakens.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Dude,
I've been saying it since it came out. Nobody listened to me.
No, dude, like, I think that is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time now.
It's up there for me, for sure.
Like, it's easily top 3.
Yep.
I'll say I like it.
There we go. There we go.
It's
Coming
it's
from the
actually
guy
pretty
who
good.
said he hated it when I first met him.
Yeah.
We're
Well, because I
making
was looking at it
progress.
through the context of like, oh, they just repeated a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, well, they repeated
But if you
it,
watch
but
it, they do a pretty good job. So
yeah.
Yeah, no, the way that when I watched it in theaters, because I saw it in theaters like 3 times, and then afterwards I also bought the special edition. So I literally watched this movie probably like 10, 11 times now, something like that. But I hadn't seen it in years, and the reason why
Mhm.
when I was talking to you, Danny, and saying that I didn't like it is because I'd seen it so many times that I wound up in Greg's boat, where I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, this literally is just copy-paste the same shit, Like, this isn't even that great. Like, fuck this movie, But in rewatching it, I think that they did enough differently, that it was honestly kind of perfect because it just felt like a really solid, soft reboot to the
Yeah,
franchise, that hadn't been
yeah,
touched in like
Yeah.
20 years.
exactly.
And there's some really good imagery in it.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Well,
Let-
it's got great character development. You actually give a shit about these people and all of
Dude.
that, like it's just amazing. And it was
Ky-
like Star Wars is back.
Yeah, Kylo Ren is the most interesting character in
Oh
all of Star
yes, dude,
Wars.
he is. He's the best. He's at his peak in fucking The Force Awakens.
Yeah, no, and dude, also then, in the last or not the last, is that episode 8?
That's the next one. Yeah, Episode 8, Rise of
Okay.
Skywalker's 9.
Okay, so the Last Jedi, also, he's fucking fantastic in that. I really. Okay, why?
Kinda.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Or do you just want to talk about it now?
No, I don't give a shit. I just want to talk about this. Let's just fucking be DDG-HD and just jump all over the
I
place.
don't like what they did with him in Episode 8 because he's still struggling to like figure out, is he still good or is he still bad, when that should have ended when he killed Han Solo in The Force Awakens.
Okay.
And it's just like, it felt like they didn't know what he wanted to do. And then all of a sudden he wants to overthrow the First Order and be like the leader or whatever and start his own thing, which makes no sense to me because they spent all that time having him like talk about like him like being like the new Darth Vader or whatever, and now he doesn't even want to be a part of the new empire or whatever. He wants to overthrow it or something. It just the plot made no sense to me for The Last Jedi.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me clarify, because I also didn't like that part either. I loved the whole conflict that was going on between him and Rey, where they were reaching out between the Force and like talking to each other. I thought that was fucking awesome.
It was done better in The Last Jedi than The Rise of Skywalker. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like it was super, super interesting and fascinating. Granted, once you find out that like, oh, Snoke was the one doing, Snoke was the one that was like connecting them or whatever. It's just like, oh, this is kind of lame now.
Talk about, dude, they really fucking ruined Snoke in The Last Jedi.
They build him up in like this in the first one to be like this big giant evil guy,
Yeah.
Like you're expecting
then,
like a Palpatine type character, and then he just gets struck down in like 30 seconds, and it's just like, what?
And then he gets turned into Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget in The Last Jedi. I'll get you, Ben Solo. It's like, what the fuck? How are you gonna turn him into a fucking cartoon villain when he was so like brooding and evil in The Force Awakens, and in this one he's like, I wear a gold robe and I do generic evil man laugh. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And then all the fucking character development that was built up in The Force Awakens is just thrown out in The Last Jedi.
Yep.
Fucking every character, like Poe was like a great future leader in The Force Awakens, and then in fucking The Last Jedi, he's a hot-headed shoot first, ask questions later type of guy. It's like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, he felt like
Tell me
Han
what's gonna go
Solo.
on, or I'm gonna take over everything.
Yeah.
This is a need-to-know plan. We don't need to tell the Admiral.
Yeah, you're a man. I don't have to tell you anything.
Yes.
And
then the chick just fucking blows everybody up.
That was cool though. That scene is cool. It makes no sense, but it's like, that was cool looking.
No, it made no fucking sense whatsoever. But from seeing it in the theaters, looked and sounded fucking fantastic. I was very blown away by it.
It was great.
Even
and
just
just the way it like sliced through the ships and everything, I was like, okay, this is a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, well, it's super loud, and then it goes like completely silent too, and it's just like, oh fuck, like that really, really added to like how like intense of like a moment or a scene that was. I fucking loved that.
Yeah, me too. What else? John Boyega's character, Finn, man, they really like fucking put him on the back burner in the two movies. They set him up to like almost be like a very important character in The Force Awakens who might be a Jedi and have Force powers, and then it's just like it's nothing after that. It's like, what the hell happens?
Yeah, and this is something that I really 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 wanted to bring up. Like I was saying earlier, episode 7, fucking fantastic soft reboot, and
Oh yeah,
J.J. Abrams set up the chessboard, and then passed it on to the next guy, and the dude's cat just like jumped on the chessboard and just like knocked all the pieces over, and it's
yeah.
just like, what the fuck, like there was this, and this, and you could have gone in all these different directions. Like I was super into Star Wars Theory. You guys know that YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to that.
Yeah,
He's got the Darth Vader show he's doing too.
yeah, no, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And like I was so into that YouTube channel at the time, when I was like 14 or whatever when these movies came out.
Hmm.
And I was like, I was listening to all these theories and reading all these comic books, and I was like, oh my god, like they could do, there's so much potential here. And then they just like threw it all out the window, like
Yep.
especially like you said with Finn. It's just like, dude, like there's so much you could have done there. And also they like almost set him up, like they continue to set him up as like being like Rey's love interest in the beginning of the movie, and then he meets the
Yeah.
Asian chick.
Well,
You know?
so they set him
And then
up
they
to
dumped
look
that
like.
in the toilet.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like, let's be real. Poe had the hots for Finn in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, no, dude, they were gonna fuck.
Like, yes, like it's clear as daylight in that movie that Poe was gay.
Yeah. And then they
And
didn't do
there's
anything with
nothing-
it.
Idea of a love triangle, like between
Yeah.
two dudes and a dude and a chick. Like he has to decide, like, is he bros or hoes? So,
Yeah.
Bros or hoes?
And it's funny because apparently Oscar Isaac's character Poe was supposed to be killed in the movie, in the first one, but he somehow convinced them to keep him alive in the movie.
right?
How?
I don't know. I should have read up on it before we recorded, but like, yeah, I think it was they just liked the way Oscar Isaac played Poe, so they wrote in his character to stay alive because he was supposed to die. Like he was supposed to die when I think Kylo Ren was torturing him at the beginning of the movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like he wasn't gonna like spill anything, and Kylo Ren was just gonna like turn his brain into mush or whatever with the Force or whatever mind control stuff.
Huh.
But they were like, oh, we like his enthusiastic acting, and we love his energy and stuff like that. So they wrote him in to stay alive. And there's an interview that he did after The Rise of Skywalker came out where he goes, I wish they would have just killed me in the first movie like he originally wanted to.
I'm sure even he was upset with what the fuck they were doing with this
Oh,
character. He's
dude,
just
they
like,
all
wait,
were.
what?
You can see it in their faces. I just noticed that when Greg and I were rewatching The Rise of Skywalker, Finn and Poe, they both just look like, why the fuck am I still doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, here's the deal. Like, I remember fucking hating Daisy Ridley, Rey, from these movies, but I actually didn't mind her and I didn't hate her. Like the more that I watched, I was just like, oh,
Oh.
like this is just shitty writing. Like she's not like
Yeah,
a bad
it's not her.
actress or
She's a
anything
great
at all.
actor. It's just the way they wrote the characters in those other two movies are just terrible. That's another thing Greg and I were talking about with the person who played Rose, the Asian girl.
Yeah.
Like she's not a bad actor. They just really did a bad job at writing her character, and I feel bad that she got all of that backlash after The Last Jedi came out because it's like it's not her fault, Like,
Yeah.
she's just playing the part. She didn't write her part, but fucking idiots online don't understand how shit works, so they just attack her for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also, like, I don't know why, but like the way that she was written as a character, she came across almost as if she was like slightly autistic. Like honestly, just like with
Yeah,
her like line delivery.
I
and
see what you. I
everything.
see it. I totally see what you're saying.
Like it, like with the like very logical, like connecting the dots, and then like just the way that she like handles emotions and love and everything. It's just like,
Oh.
dude, like you've never had a boy touch you, have you? Like,
No, it's the future. They don't touch each other in the future.
yeah, exactly.
Don't you know they make babies with blue milk in the Star Wars
They
universe?
lay eggs.
I want to talk about that. Why the fuck did they have fucking Luke drinking that shit and have it running down his face? That was so dumb. That was so dumb.
the green milk out of the giant titty dinosaur
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I had a really hard time watching that in the theaters.
Yeah, that was a rough scene to watch.
Like
oh
you're
my
like
God.
Luke wasn't even in Force Awakens until like the very end, and all they do is
The
kind of
last-
do this like circle shot around him,
Yeah,
and
as
then
he
like we
stares
get there and
into
he
Rey.
throws the lightsaber over his shoulder, and then he's like not talking to anybody, and then he's like squeezing this big tit and drinking the milk right out of the tit. Like
Yeah.
it was like, what am I watching? Like should I just
Yeah,
leave
for
because
real.
this is bad?
It was
Like,
very,
for-
very awkward.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, hey, really
Oh.
quick. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off, Danny. But
No, it's good.
I remember for whatever reason in my head when I started watching The Last Jedi, I remembered that movie picking up right where Episode 7 left off. You know, with Rey handing him the lightsaber and then Luke just immediately tossing it and then them getting into the other shit. I don't know why I remembered it that way, but I did, and I was very confused when I was like, wait, like is this the next movie? Like what the fuck is happening? Like.
Oh, like, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, with the the Rise of Sky, or not the Rise of Sky, the Last Jedi introduction or whatever doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
Like they take out Star Killer Base, and then all of a sudden they have to like retreat. I don't get what's going on.
Yeah, and also not only that, but like when that battle first begins, you know, Kylo shows up with like a squadron of like, you know, TIE fighters or whatever, and they start fucking shit up. But then they just retreat, you know, and then they're just like slowly following them for like 18 hours, waiting for them to, you know, run out of fuel. It's like, well, don't like there's a shit ton of cruisers here. Like just launch out some more TIE fighters and just keep fucking shit up. Like what?
Yeah, it made no sense to me.
So,
It
so I'm
was
gonna say
really-
something positive about The Last Jedi.
Sure.
Oh my God, is there something positive you can say about this movie?
So this kind of bothered me, but now I kind of like it. This whole concept of tracking someone through hyperspace, because I think they even mention it like in Rogue One. There's like a mention of like them working on the technology or something. Of course, that's like 50 years before or 40 or whatever. But they're just the concept, because it's kind of like when England developed radar during World War II or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were able to like take down the German planes and everything. It's like this weird new technology, and everyone's like freaking out because like, how do you beat it? Like, because before you just kind of hit and run and you go into hyperspace and then you're fine as long as they didn't like calculate something.
Yeah, you go above the clouds.
Yeah, and so but now they could track you through hyperspace, so it's like crap. We can't just blow something up and run away. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like, how do we solve this dilemma? Because it's a new technology, basically. It's like Americans developing the nuclear bomb and dropping it on Japan. Like, what the fuck? Like,
you know what? That's a really good point, and I would almost agree with you on that. However, that plot point brought up the worst plot point in that movie, and when they go to the fucking casino planet to find the guy that can hack into the fucking the system and destroy that technology or whatever, it's like, Jesus Christ, this is worse than anything from the prequels.
Well,
this casino planet shit.
Yeah, and also, what the fuck was the deal with the whole like animal rights activist bit? You know, like, like they saved okay, I'm gonna say saved with quotation marks around it because they got them out of the stalls and then they just ditch them on the planet.
Away.
Yeah,
they all got blasted away while they're running away.
Yeah, it's just like you guys took off without them. You know, like those fuckers are still they're just gonna get recaptured, you know, and probably slaughtered, and they're just gonna bring in new ones. Like you guys didn't do shit. Instead, you just made new pelts for those rich people.
We go, and it's like, no, you just kind of,
It's dumb as fuck. That was literally the dumbest thing.
And that was like half the movie.
Yeah!
They went to this
for real
casino planet, and they didn't do anything they set out to do. They go to the thing, like nothing works. They get captured. It's just awful.
They like never even made contact with the correct guy.
Yeah, like, there's a guy we need.
Didn't.
Let's just use this guy that used a gum wrapper to get himself out of a jail cell.
We'll just throw in Benicio del Toro, and
because he says he's super smart, so we'll just go with that.
Yeah. He won't betray and turn us in. There's no way.
Yeah. I don't know. That whole the whole Casino Planet thing was just dumb as hell. I hated it. And then
No.
also the whole like Maz Kanata, like bit
Oh
where
my
they were talking
God.
to Maz Kanata, like find out what it is that they should do or like where to go, and she was given the information. That was so fucking stupid.
I would
Yeah,
love
'cause
to
it didn't
talk
lead to
about Maz
anything.
Kanata, but she's a story for a different time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just in case that's a reference to what she said when they revealed Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker's
Yeah.
lightsaber in her little
How did you
cantina
get
thing.
this?
Yeah.
And then they don't explain it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Apparently they made a comic book about it though.
Cool, that nobody read.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure it was covered on Star Wars Theory, but unless you watch Star Wars Theory, then you probably don't know the fucking story.
No, well, it's probably a fucking stupid, pointless story to begin with.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, there's
Like her
floating
character.
Leia, which made me bust out laughing
I'm
in
googling
theaters.
how
Oh,
she got the
God.
lightsaber.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
we'll do it live.
We haven't even touched on Princess Leia yet, or
Yeah.
General Leia, or whatever the fuck her name is in these movies.
I'm sure it was too
Carrie
late.
Fisher.
Yeah, like I'm sure it was too late by the time she died. Like to like take her out of the movie or whatever. But like they really should
Well,
have
no,
just.
dude. So she filmed all of her parts for The Last Jedi, but she died before they started recording The Rise of Skywalker. So all of that footage you see of her in The Rise of Skywalker is footage from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi that they didn't use. That's why her character makes no sense in The Rise of Skywalker.
Are you serious?
And it's rough if
I'm
you watch
dead
it. 'Cause
serious,
they'll have
yeah.
like a line of her saying like, never underestimate a droid. Like that was like a cut scene from
Yeah.
something. And so like, okay, we got her saying this, so we're gonna shoot it with her saying it, and Ray is like reacting to it somehow, and then they bring it up again later when they blow up one of like the flying guys.
Yeah.
She says never underestimate a droid or something like that, like whatever Leia said. And it was, but everything Leia's in, it has this really awful feeling like she's just on a green screen and they're filming stuff around it. And they're like, we had to rewrite the whole script to fit like these cut scenes from the last movie into this movie to make it look like she's in the movie. And it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, because wasn't she supposed to have like a pretty big role in the last movie as well? But then they were just like, well, I guess we got to torch and burn this down now.
Yep.
That fucking sucks, dude. I still remember the day that Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah, that was sad.
I don't.
Really?
Not that I'm not saying I don't care about her. I just like I mean I remember she passed away, but I don't remember when. Like I can't remember what month of like it was 2017, obviously, but like I don't remember what month it was. It was
I'm pretty sure she died.
It still sucks though. You know,
I'm pretty sure
she's
she
been
died
in a
in
lot.
December. Yeah, no, she died on my birthday. That's where I remember it. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, that makes sense as to why you remember then.
Yeah, no, she died on my birthday, and then me and my dad, we were driving to the gun range because that's what we did. Like what we do every year for my birthday. We just like go shooting like like with the AR and the AK or whatever. And we were driving, I think either to or back from the gun range, and we listened to like Princess Leia's song or whatever, that comes on basically whenever it is that she's on
theme.
screen.
Yeah,
the theme, the Princess Leia theme. And like I just remember listening to that and like just being like so fucked up. Just like, dude, like this is so sad. Because she's such a huge part of my childhood, like she's a part of my like favorite franchise and movies of all time, and then she just fucking died on my birthday. It's just like, bitch! Like
and it was weird too, like she's kind of collapsed on a plane or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, she's taken ill and she's gone to the hospital and she's deteriorating. It was just like she just kind of keeled over.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
All the drugs finally caught up to her that she did in her life.
Yeah, bro.
Well, she probably was trying to detox or something. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Honestly,
But it sucks because they made her like the main character of the new trilogy, and she's like the only one of the three that died, and they killed off the other two.
Yep.
Yeah. Like his Han Solo gonna come back. They're gonna show him crawling out of the pit, like he's been climbing this pit for like 3 weeks, and somehow he survived the explosion because he was in like an air pocket or something.
No. He's gonna come out with robot legs.
Yeah.
He's
Look
gonna
like
be
goat
like,
legs.
yeah, he's gonna be like Darth
Well,
Maul.
I like your theory,
You get
Gray,
like-
because that would explain why he looks like an old shaggy man in his like 5-minute scene in The Rise of Skywalker.
And he's gonna be like Forrest Whitaker in Rogue One.
Oh no.
Did you come to kill me, Ray?
Ben, did you come to kill me, Ben? Oh man. Oh, I could go on about Forrest Whitaker and Rogue One, but that's for another episode.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
What else is great about the Rise, or not the Rise of Skywalker, The Force Awakens? Let's go back to that one for a little bit.
BB-8,
BB-8 was great. BB-8 was a
Yeah,
nice
he is great.
refresh.
fucking fantastic, dude.
And he's practical. They showed him on stage, like they roll
Yeah.
out this thing, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Well, he
And, like,
was
the
at least
remote control
practical for
ones.
the first movie. Who knows about the other two?
Yeah. I mean, some of the arm shit isn't
Oh,
practical,
yeah.
it's CGI, but just the concept of this ball rolling around with his head that kind of stays on top with
Yeah,
magnets or
it's-
something.
And
That was
Bill Hader
crazy.
voiced BB-8 in The Force Awakens.
Gosh, no, that's the wrong hater.
Bill Hader, he's the brave one, remember? For It
Yeah,
Chapter
from
2.
It Chapter 2. Yeah.
He was so brave playing a gay comedian in that movie.
Crazy.
Yeah, a closeted gay comedian that never came
Yeah.
out. So brave.
Never came out till his friend died who he's in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a weird movie.
They both were terrible.
I liked the first one.
I like the first one when it's not trying to be a horror
It was
movie.
okay.
When it's just like the coming of age stuff with the kids, it's fun. But
Yeah.
like the Pennywise shit is it's Scooby Doo shit, man. He tries and scares them with their worst fear, and then he pops out and the fucking ground
Boogity,
just
boogity, boogity.
green color, and he's just like, oh yeah, it's like this is dumb.
Okay. Huh. Well,
Go back and rewatch it with that in mind, and you're gonna hate it.
okay.
However,
Yeah, like the
it's-
scene in The Force Awakens, like when Solo goes out on the walkway, and like there's this beam of light coming through, kind of lighting everything up, and then like the sun's finally getting drained, and like it goes dark, and like Kylo or Rey or Ren or whatever,
Looks
that's
up.
kind of when
Kylo
he
Ren.
turns to the dark side because the light's been extinguished. It's a really good
Ooh.
parallel because like this whole new Star Killer base, like it's sucking the light out of the universe and using it to kill things. So that was kind of a really cool, like metaphysical kind of thing.
Dude, no, I
But that just
love
that shot
scene.
with that beam of sunlight coming through, like the last sunlight from the star, while they're talking, and then it snuffs out, and then he's like, "I've decided to go with the dark."
Yeah.
And the
True,
darkness consumed me. That was so good. It was like, holy crap,
Yeah.
this is, I mean, it's in your face, like symbolism, but at the same
But
time,
that's-
it worked really well.
Yeah, well, and
was like,
that's what you
wow.
need too. You need it to be in your face because he's a new character, so like he's not
Yeah.
100% established yet. And
Right.
when and then yeah, that scene, and then so it's it's obviously it's not 100% confirmed, and they don't show it, but I'm pretty sure it was Han Solo that turned on the lightsaber to kill himself for Kylo Ren, and that was also like the first step into him like fully going bad type of thing.
Yeah, that fits the dialogue too.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out why he's doing it exactly. I mean, I know he's trying to
Just
help his son, but
Yeah, because that's how much he loves his kid, I'm guessing, is why. And it's fucking Harrison Ford, and he didn't want to do this movie in the first place, but money talks.
yeah. Yeah.
And then they
Flying
ruined.
helicopter or something.
Then they ruin that symbolism in The Last Jedi when Kylo goes to blow up the ship Leia's piloting, and he doesn't shoot the ship. The other two TIE fighters do instead.
Yeah, he balks.
Yeah, he like chokes, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be fully evil now." That whole scene is pointless from The Force Awakens now.
Okay, now I
'Cause
understand
he still
why
has
it
a
is.
struggle.
Yeah, now I
Yeah.
understand why it is that you didn't like the whole.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes a lot more sense then, actually.
Because he shouldn't have a struggle anymore. Like he made his
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's another one of the chess pieces that the cat hopped up and knocked over.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
It's just
Huh.
dumb.
And then, like, if you want to try to explain everything, so like when Rey stabs him with the lightsaber at the end of Rise of Skywalker, or towards the middle, it feels like, she's killing Kylo Ren, but then she brings back Ben
Ben
Solo, and that's
Solo,
why,
yeah.
like, she has to kill the Sith, because they talk about, like, Darth Vader killed Anakin Skywalker, in the original trilogy, from a certain point of view. Like, he had to kill him to become Vader, basically.
Yeah.
And then Ben says, "That's not my name anymore. I killed Ben Solo." So it's almost like this weird Sith parasite in your brain, like you kill off your old self or something, and now you're the
We
new
like to-
person.
We like to call that schizophrenia in the real world.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. I want to go back to that too, because you could also make the argument for Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, whatever, like his struggle continuing in the same way that Darth Vader struggled with it. Because I mean, you could say that, like, oh yeah, no, like in the prequels, like when he went and murdered all those fucking younglings, like that, like he's completely done. He's turned over. But
Right,
Yeah.
then
no going
he still,
back.
in the end, decides to, like save his son, from the Emperor. So I mean, like, and there's also like Rey was talking to Luke and saying like, no, like you turned him, like I have to go right now and I have to, like bring Ben Solo back, and leave Kylo behind.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It just doesn't. I don't know. It's symbolism and shit that requires too much thought for something that's so stupid.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I do still agree with you though. I do
I
wish.
get it. Like, I'm sure when they wrote it down on paper, it looked fantastic, but it was not executed great in those movies.
Yeah.
No. Well,
His
like,
transformation back to Ben Solo type of thing.
yeah, it was done very shittily, and yeah, no,
Yeah,
exactly.
because like if you're not paying attention, you're not even going to catch what they were talking about for that to happen.
No, and even then, I didn't catch that until now. Like my second walkthrough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't notice it either until me and Greg rewatched. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. It's kind of like Jesus. They kill him and now he's resurrected.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Or
like,
Gandalf. But yeah.
so now he's a Christ figure type of thing, and then
Yeah.
even then he his sacrifice was so bullshit and stupid.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do wish that
And
they
then,
just made him fully evil for the next like
well,
2
yeah,
movies,
yeah,
and then the
and that's what was
climax.
and
supposed to
just not come
happen.
back.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what was supposed to happen in the Colin Trevorrow movie that was canned, which shouldn't have been canned. If anybody doesn't know about that, so Colin Trevorrow was originally supposed to direct Episode 9, and it was going to be called The Duel of the Fates.
yeah,
And the script, he leaked this. I'm pretty sure he leaked the script himself right before The Rise of Skywalker came out. You can still find it online, and you should read it because that movie is what this fucking movie should have been. Holy shit, what a better movie that was going to be.
yeah. No.
So,
like, no, go on.
in the Rise or in the Duel of Fates, Kylo Ren never goes good. There's no Emperor. Kylo, what he like melts a Mandalorian mask onto his face or something like that. Something crazy makes him like really brutal looking. He just kills anything that gets in his way and stuff like that. It's just insane. Like this movie sounded so good. Rey like had a double bladed lightsaber and like was training with like Force Ghost Luke from the get go and stuff like that. And then what's her name? Kathleen Kennedy was like, "This is stupid. You're fired, and we're gonna make a new movie."
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. And here's the deal. That's literally what I was going to say. Like if I
Okay.
could have had a wish list, for like what would have gone on between, 8 and 9, rather than having Rey go to get Ben Solo and just kind of copy pasting, like the Empire Strikes Back. I wish that they just had Rey stay, and like continue to try, and like maybe like reach out to Kylo and like turn him, even though he is fully turned, like cut out like his own internal struggle, but just
Mhm.
show more of like Rey training with Skywalker, so that it makes her seem like more of an established Jedi who actually is capable of the shit that she then later does, you know. Um, And then have, like Kylo, have that kind of be like the B plot of the story, where he then goes and like eliminates Snoke, and then like it ends the movie with, like Kylo essentially, then becoming fully evil, and now he's in charge of, the new empire, and like whatever. But like not breaking away from it, just like taking over everything, and then having Rey, so then you have like two very established, like there's the dark side and here's the light side, and they're both fully on their own ends of the spectrum, and then just have the third movie be about the, just like Duel of the Fates, basically. I don't know. That's
I'm
just
just
my
like,
idea.
why? That's pretty much kind of what his movie was going to be. Yeah, like what you just said. And it's like, yeah, that would have worked so much better. But
Yeah.
instead they were like, no, we don't like this because this makes sense, and we don't want you to fix the last movie. So we're going to fire you, and then we're going to hire the guy who wrote Batman v Superman to write the script for The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
I'm surprised.
Did you say that name?
Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't a Martha scene in The Rise of Skywalker.
Your dad's name's Anakin too? Oh my god.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Star Wars dumb.
Yeah. See, now you get it.
Yeah, Star Wars dumb. The only reason why I
Now
say
you-
that though is because it goes back to what it is that I was saying in the last one, where it's just like, dude, like they just need to stick to doing TV shows, because in this format, there's only so much that you can do, and even then, in this universe in
No.
general, there's really only so much that you can do, because it's always gonna boil
Yeah.
back down to the dark and the light and the struggle between them, and it's just like, dude, like either cut that out entirely and just give me more Mando shit,
Yeah,
right.
or just stop altogether.
Well, yeah, then that's why The Mandalorian is as good as it is, because it's like, okay, I know in the second season they finally brought in like Jedi, Sith, and all that, but the first season, I love the first season that much more because it had none of that. We're focusing on like the grimy, grungy bounty hunter side of Star Wars, and it was something
Right.
new. I mean, yeah, it still had like the Empire and stormtroopers, but that wasn't the focus. It wasn't thrown into your face.
No.
Like and it just like, I think that's why I love the first season. I like the second season too, but the first season to me just told a better story.
Yeah. The only reason why I think it is that they even brought in the Jedi and the Sith and like lightsabers and shit into the second season is because they knew that Baby Yoda was fucking force sensitive or whatever. You know that pretty much from the get go. So they
I think
kind of
it's
had
just-
to bring it in, but it still wasn't like super in your face though.
I think it's more of the higher ups were like, you need lightsabers. We want more people to view this.
Really?
That's my guess.
Shit, I
Yes.
fucking hope not, because otherwise this fucking Book of Boba's gonna suck cock.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not a big Boba Fett fan to begin with, but well, I guess it's already spoiled at this point. If you still haven't seen it, then it sucks for you. Boba Fett, like you called it, Dylan. You did call it, because you know how much I hate Boba Fett, and you told me, hey, you're not gonna hate him because he's not really the main star when he shows up. And at first I was like, dude, you're kind of wrong, because like the first like 10 minutes in, they have to just show that he's the badass everybody thinks he is. But when they're done with that, you were right. He kind of just chills in the background and doesn't do much after that. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right. I can respect it.
Which, thank God, but now, which is that's what I wanted, because like I said, with the whole like mystery and this, that, and the other, fucking, that's the reason why Boba Fett is a cool character, so cool, introduce him, have him chill in the background, that's cool, that's why he was successful as a character to begin with. Let him do that. Don't give me the Book of Boba. Don't fucking do that. That's dumb. That's fucking stupid.
So I think the Book of Boba is going to be his journey from when he gets into the Sarlacc pit to how he gets out. That's my guess is what it's going to be. Because why else would it be called the Book of Boba Fett?
No, because they ended those little like end credits or whatever with him like showing up and like.
Yeah, I know exactly, and taking over. But I'm just saying it's called the Book of Boba Fett. So I think it's going to pick up when Han Solo when Han Solo hits his jetpack and he flies into the Sarlacc pit in Return of Jedi. And I think it's going to show his struggle of getting out of the Sarlacc pit and how he's been living since then up to where we see him in The Mandalorian.
Okay.
That's just my guess of what the Book of Boba Fett's going to be.
Okay, if they do
like
that,
those 5 years of him struggling before they see him again, kind of thing.
Exactly, like how he loses his armor after he gets out of the Sarlacc pit and stuff like that.
okay,
Right.
if they do that, I'm all in. I think that would be fucking rad.
That's my guess, because why else would you call it the Book of Boba Fett? Like, why don't you just call the show Fett or something, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying I'm right. I could be completely wrong.
No,
but
if you
that's
are
just
right,
my guess.
Yeah, but if you are right, I'm all in. I'd love to see that. I really would.
And I think everybody else would as well.
Okay. I'm not gonna get too excited because knowing Star Wars and Disney, they're not gonna do what it is that they should do.
Well, I mean, it's the TV show so far. Well, I mean, the only one is so far has been The Mandalorian, and that's been more better than disappointing. So I'm thinking it's kind of like the same thing with the DC universe. The DC movies have been not good, but the DC like comic book shows were pretty good for a little while. Until each season is like 80 episodes, and it's on like season 12 now, and it's just the same shit every season at this point. But
I watched the first couple of seasons of Arrow. I thought that was kind of fun.
And those are the only two good seasons. Is season 1 and 2. It's
and the
so
first
bad after
couple
that.
episodes of seasons of Flash were kind of interesting too.
The first season, season 1 of the Flash is amazing. Season 2 is pretty good. Season 3 was
I heard it gets really weird.
Season 3 gets really weird, and then I didn't even finish 4 because at that point it's kind of like Barry Allen turns into like a very self-conscious, like, oh my god, everything I do messes everything up. I'm a crybaby. Man, I'm like, I'm out. This is stupid.
I messed with the timeline and everything's screwed up. Yeah,
and it's just like I'm done and over with this. I stopped watching all of those shows because it's just like, what happens?
It's really convoluted when you put time travel into something.
Yes. Well, not only that, but they got all the crossover episodes, so you have to watch the shows in a specific order to understand what's going on in the crossover episodes.
That's just dumb.
It gets out there, but it's almost looking like the era of those shows is coming to an end because I think everybody else is kind of over it too. I think the big killing factor for those shows is the fact that each season is over 20 episodes. That is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
give me 8 to 10 solid episodes with great storytelling and cut out all the filler, and we're solid.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Dude, just do it like Mandalorian, make it like 8 to 12 max.
Yeah, exactly. Like just
and like the Mandalorian, like a lot of other internet shows, like sometimes they only take 20 something minutes to tell the story, and sometimes it's 52 minutes long, sometimes it's 40. Sometimes it's 35. Like we're only gonna do as much as we need to do. We don't have to fill in like 26 episodes of 44 minutes each when we only have like 5 episodes worth of stuff. Because you see a lot of like people looking at each other and like, are you gonna do it? Are you not gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? You're not gonna do it? Like, tune in next time. Maybe he'll do it. Yeah. So it's just like all the love stories, like, oh, I should have never told you I loved you. Or, it's boring.
The constant flashbacks is what kills those shows too.
Yeah.
Like with Arrow especially, it's cool at first. Like I love how they had the main storyline and then they had his like PTSD triggered flashbacks when he was stuck on the island. That worked well, but then it should have ended after he got off the island, but they just kept doing it each season, and I'm like, what is even going on? And it got to the point where they were almost caught up to when season 1 happened with flashback scenes, and I'm like, none of this adds up anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
then in the other
he,
seasons, they have flashbacks of him going to the same island again, like
yeah,
later,
again, yeah. It's like, what the hell
like
is even
over and
going
over. And it's
on?
like, stop going to the island. Like, you just do something else. Like, you don't have to have flashbacks. It worked in the first season, but
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's why Iron Fist was so terrible on Netflix.
Oh
Like,
God,
you're just like, I'm just waiting
I
for
am
something to
Danny
happen.
Rand, protector of Kung Lung.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that Iron Fist is one of the worst fucking things I ever forced myself to watch. Worse than the Toxic Avenger. Worse than the Toxic Avenger.
Well,
That
tell us, what
great.
did you think about the Toxic Avenger, Danny?
That's got to be. I hate you.
I thought
I
you'd like
hate
it.
you. I was on board for the first 10 minutes, but then when every character who was introduced is some roid-raged autistic lunatic.
You're so good.
Oh my God. And that poor guy who like played the Toxic Avenger before he turned into
Yeah.
Toxic Avenger, it's like you killed your career with this movie.
Yeah. He's like the
Oh,
proto Napoleon Dynamite.
oh dude, yeah, it was so bad, Dylan. Don't watch that movie.
There's boobs, there's like cool kills, there's
There's
toxic waste. Come on,
there's
it's the
there's
80s.
there's rape.
Oh yeah, it gets rapey. Not as bad as I
It,
remember, but I feel like we were watching an edited version. I think I must have rented an uncut version when I was younger.
it it was
The sequels
basically
are
a.
worse, if you can believe it.
I can't believe there was sequels made for this movie.
It's like four of
It was pretty much a porn. I mean, we see people fucking, except we don't see like the genitalia, just boobs. But like it's a porn.
Yeah, it did get a little porny.
Oh man, I hate you for making me watch that. Can we talk about how badass
I said we
Kylo
could change
Ren's
it if you
lights?
guys aren't into it, and you guys are like, no, we're gonna finish it. And a couple people left the room, and
yeah, yeah, the person who left was very smart.
could have better than Last Jedi, though. I'll say that much. So
Yeah, but like not saying much to begin with.
So what's this whole like narrative that Luke Skywalker's a loser? Like, he was kind of like that in the first like New Hope, but then he had this arc where he becomes like Jedi Master Luke or whatever. But in episode 8, it's like it's a theme. Like, he failed at this, and he failed to train Kylo, and then he failed when he tried to kill him, and then he failed because everyone else got killed, and then he goes to this island to die, and like he's like, I'm gonna burn the text, and then he fails at that too. Like, I can't do it. I can't set it on fire.
I think it was Ryan Johnson's way of saying he doesn't like Luke Skywalker as a character and wants people to think
Yeah.
he's a fucking loser and couldn't do anything.
And
That's
then
my
Yoda comes in and
guess.
is like, failure
I'm
is the
on
best
crack.
teacher.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I watch me
And it's
burn
like,
this
so
tree
then
down.
Luke Skywalker should be like the smartest man in the universe because he fails and fails and fails. So in the 9th movie, when Force Ghost Luke shows up, and he catches the lightsaber, and he's like, this is an important tool, you shouldn't throw it away. And then he pulls like the X-Wing out of the water, which he couldn't do on like Dagobah. It was like, he's not a failure anymore.
Yeah,
So
pretty
it was
much.
kind of nice because they were trying to undo a lot of the stuff from episode 8.
Oh, dude, they tried their best to retcon anything that happened in that
I can't
movie.
imagine the fan response. I mean, I know what it was, but I mean, like, just what the studio was getting directly, like, from emails and letters and phone calls, like, what the hell? And they're like, okay. We won't put Finn back in that weird bubble suit with the fluid shooting out everywhere. We'll give people something to do this time. We won't make Luke a loser. We'll give him a win at the end. And like, Rey has some developments, and Kylo has a redemption arc, and
Rey doesn't have anything. Rey doesn't have anything to develop.
She's
She
pretty
was just a
consistent
badass at the
in the
beginning. She was just
three
she was a
movies.
Mary Sue from the get-go. She could do anything and everything right away.
So Danny and I are working on a new theory this morning on Rey, because we watched like the end of Force Awakens and then like the end of Rise of Skywalker. But there's a
When
bunch
she
of times
shuts
where
down.
Rey like shuts down and she closes her eyes. Like Kylo Ren will say, "The Force," and she's like, "The Force." And then
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
like closes
update
her eyes
required.
to use her Force app on her
Yeah.
smartphone in her brain, and then it's like, "Oh, you need to update." So she's like, "Hold on, Kylo. Let's just stand here for a second. I'm downloading the update. I'm
Yeah.
installing it. I have new Force powers."
Yep.
Like she does this like 9 times in the 3 movies. Like she closes her eyes and focuses, and then it's like, I have gotten upgraded.
Also, when
So we were joking that she was buying DLC from EA or something.
Yeah. Pay to
Like she
win.
wasn't gonna do it, but she decided she's gonna pay to win because the galaxy's counting on her. So she's
Yep.
like, I need healing powers. Hold on a second. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
buy that
God.
upgrade for $10.99 for my character.
She's like a sweaty gamer
Yeah.
that's too worried about her KD.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Dude, she basically was just setting up EA for Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh no.
Yeah. She's their best sponsor, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
hey kids, you can win too. Just close your eyes and buy the new content
Just close your
for
eyes.
new maps and vehicles.
EA needs your help. Go and find your
Yeah.
mom's credit card and read off the numbers on the front, the 3
She
digits on
won't
the
notice.
back.
Buy everything that you can.
Funny story about
Yeah.
that. Do you guys remember Cock? Clash of Clans?
Yeah.
Oh
And then
yeah,
they had
yeah,
a new
yeah,
one come
yeah.
out. It's like Clan Wars or something.
Oh, I didn't know about that, but no, my one of my buddies back
I
from
played Clash of Clans for a while.
yeah, no, dude,
Yeah.
everybody did. Oh my God, I loved
I
playing
didn't.
Cock. Oh damn, really?
Yeah, I've never downloaded it, never played it. Hoo,
I think
hoo, hoo.
I think you're the first person that I've ever met that didn't.
It's because I'm special.
Whoa.
Fair enough, but yeah, no.
He was grounded.
One of my buddies when I was in like
Grounded.
yeah, no, one of my buddies when he
Couldn't
was in
download
middle
it.
school, he literally spent like $600 on like microtransactions, like buying gems and shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, his parents found out because like he had a phone and like you hook up your fucking card to it. He knew the password to just like download and pay for apps or whatever. So he just spent like $600 on fucking gems.
How old was he?
He was probably like 12 or 13.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say if he's like 22 and has a job, then that's but yeah, I gotcha.
No, I thought that shit was so funny. Like you mentioned.
One of my kids did that too. They kept buying gems on like Dragon Veil or something.
Really?
Because they didn't realize it costs money. Like, oh, of course I want to hurry it up. Yes, I'll buy more gems.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they realized it was real money, and they spent like a couple $100.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's
Before I noticed, I was like, "What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, that's real money, guys."
Yeah. Hey guys.
We hacked it and it said $0, so we said okay. Because we saw a YouTube video about how you can get free credits on this game. But I guess it didn't work. Yeah.
That's some shit that I would have done as a kid.
Hacksors.
Hacks the servers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, do you guys remember when you couldn't boot up YouTube without seeing like a video for like how to get like free V-Bucks?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, every single time I booted up YouTube, probably for a solid like couple of months, like a year or two ago now, like however old Fortnite is, and when it was like kind of like peaking, like every single time I opened that bitch.
Okay. So the reason why I never saw any of that stuff, I can't even tell you the last time I've watched a YouTube video on a computer. I usually just use my smart TV or phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd see it on my phone too.
I don't. I mean, I never do the Explore tab or any of that stuff. I just go on and instantly like go to my recently uploads or my subscriptions and just watch that stuff.
Huh, weird.
Yeah, I'm weird.
Yeah, no, dude, I would see like sponsored videos like all the time, or like that are like paid for like ads type deal.
Well, now that we're talking about it, it's gonna start popping up on my phone now.
Yeah, no, here, I'll pull up
Yeah,
YouTube.
of course.
YouTube. Let's go to youtube.com. Let's
You've been banned, so.
let's see if Google's really always listening.
They always are listening. And Siri.
Yeah, no, dude, pretty much.
She's useless. Can't do anything.
Whoa. Now your phone's going to be slow.
Yeah.
It already
Hurt
is.
feelings.
I don't care. She deserves it.
You have to talk nice to her and buy her things.
Okay.
Like ringtones.
Like ringtones.
Dude. Did you guys see that fucking Trump got banned off Twitter permanently?
He got banned off everything online.
Pinterest, Spotify, Discord, Facebook,
God. Dude.
Parlor.
like Google Plus,
Parlor.
No, he's on Parlor, but they shut down the servers for Parlor because they're on like Amazon Cloud or something.
Damn.
I don't know. There was like a list of like 23 places he's been banned. It's like, really?
Dude, I'm not gonna get into it at all, but I thought that shit was A, hilarious, and B, censorship. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I think shutting down the servers for the website, because they basically try to shut down a whole new social network with like 25 million users because they don't want him to be able to broadcast things. It's like, kick him off Twitter. That's cool. Like, just wait it out for 10 days. But no, we can't let him say hi to anybody or anything. So
I think my favorite lightsaber battle was the one between Finn and Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens, because it's so barbaric and brutal, and I just love the way that he fucking knows that he's probably gonna lose, and like the way he just hits his fucking wound from Chewie's bolt caster,
to keep him
whatever
awake,
it's called, to keep him awake. Keep him awake, keep his adrenaline going, and like just the fact that this was also the point where they set up that Finn might have the Force, because he like put up a pretty good fight with Kylo before Kylo finally took him out.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Rey comes in and becomes like the badass, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think it fit pretty well there, because like it took the whole movie for the build-up for her to like unleash her power, and it took Finn almost dying for it to finally happen.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
And she also
I
went
don't
to
know.
EA Sports and bought like lightsaber skills real quick.
Not yet. We're not there yet.
Okay, sorry.
Not far off though after that. It's like when she starts using like she force pushes them, I think, right?
She forces her lightsaber to her.
Yeah, I know she uses the Force to pull the lightsaber to her and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. I just love how it wasn't choreographed spinning and shit like in the prequels. Like I know a lot of people hype that and they love that, but it just feels so fake to me. Like, why would you be spinning in front of an enemy who has a laser sword? Like, don't you want your whole concentration on them just in case?
Okay, I have two things to say about that. Number one, I fucking loved the spitting bullshit in the prequels. I fucking loved it. I thought it looked so goddamn cool. But number two, when I was a little kid and me and my buddies would have like lightsaber battles, because we'd have the little plastic lightsabers and we'd fight with them, I tried doing those spinning moves and shit, and I'd always just get slapped in the back. So no, it's not realistic.
Yep. No, it's not. And like some of it is cool looking, but like where there's that scene I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin and Obi-Wan are just spinning the lightsabers for no fucking reason at
that's
each
on the
other.
lava planet, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, what the fuck is this?
Pretty
it could
fair.
be like them like trying to build up the courage to fight each other, like because they were like brothers.
Yeah, no.
And you were like a father to me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
I think it's
sorry, go on.
Gushing out some like because they have to like, okay, I have to really try to hurt this guy. So I think they're trying to like, it's like shaking it off, like, oof, like we got to do this. But I think I think they played with each other a lot before that, in like before he turned. So I think that was maybe part of their thing. It's like goofed around a lot.
Okay.
So maybe it's like muscle memory or something.
Here's my thought on that. Hey, can I share that? Sorry, are you done?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
My thought was, like there's years worth. There's like 10 plus years worth that we like basically don't see, of them like basically training together. Like Obi-Wan trained
Right.
Anakin, so it's just like they know all of their moves. They know each other's moves
Right.
super well. That's what my thought was. So they were basically just waiting for an opening or something, so then they could.
And it could
just,
be like stretching before a big fight, like in The Princess Bride, where
True.
they're kind of stretching before they duel. So they're kind of stretching, working the kinks out, lubing their wrists up a little bit.
Helping each other up the rope.
Like Obi-Wan's looking for the high ground. Where's it at? Yeah.
Don't try it. I hate you!
Underestimate my power!
You underestimate my power! I hate you!
Marshmallow Anakin. Baked potato Anakin.
Yeah. Baked potato.
Baked potato Anakin.
Did I talk about his hair last week?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so there's a throwaway line. I thought this was a pretty cool callback. And I'll bring this to like the sequel trilogy in a second here. But him and Padme are rolling around the grass, and she's talking about her first boyfriend when she's like 12, like her first kiss or whatever. And she's talking about this Palo guy, and she's talking about how long and curly his hair was. And then bam, like Anakin's growing his hair out and he's curling it. He's got like a perm going.
Oh, look at that.
So I think that was like after they got married, he's like, my wife kind of likes the dark, curly bang kind of look. So I'm going to grow my hair out. But if next time you watch Attack of the Clones, you'll pick up on it. Like, oh, she's like talking about his hair and stuff. Then Anakin's hair looks the best he can do with his hair to look like this other guy's hair. In the next movie, I thought that was funny.
That is actually fucking hilarious, and I've never noticed that.
I also love the fact that you said when the next time you watch Attack of the Clones, like I'm ever going to watch that fucking movie again.
Hey, you want to come over next Saturday? We'll watch Attack of the Clones.
All right, let's do it.
Fuck it, I'll be on the next flight over.
But there's a lot of callbacks in the new trilogy. I really liked that. I'm trying to think of some examples. But just
I liked them, but I can't think of any.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Greg.
Because I just watched them all. You would think I could remember.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's a lot of Star Wars to process, so I don't blame you for not remembering, because they all kind of are the same thing.
Yeah.
But like the line Rose says in Last Jedi when they're at the casino planet, or maybe when they get to the Star Destroyer, like the big ship, he says something like, I know where the escape pods are, and Rose is like, yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of funny.
I caught that too, and I was like, oh, what a SJW line to say.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was because he was trying to escape and like...
At the beginning of the movie when they first meet. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Remember when they kissed at the... Remember when they kissed at the end of The Last Jedi, and then that went nowhere in The Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, that was so fucking weird. It was so fucking weird.
It was. Can we really talk about just how bad Rian Johnson fucked up Star Wars?
He ruined it.
He did a really bad job.
They had something amazing on their hands.
Like what Greg and I were talking about earlier, because I agree with Greg. Like, I somewhat respect Ryan for trying something different, but my God, did you go the wrong way in doing it?
Yeah.
The issue is he tried doing something different, but he also followed all of the beats for like the Empire Strikes Back. And I feel like if he had just tried to do something different entirely, and just really hard committed to that rather than still clinging on to like the safety of the Empire Strikes Back, I think that would have been a good movie.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, that's something else I want to bring up real fast. I really get tired, and like everyone's right when they say it, like everyone constantly bashing The Force Awakens for being a rehash of A New Hope, but like not the Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi literally is also just a terrible rehash of The Empire Strikes Back. But I don't ever see anybody talking about it.
Yeah, no. It's something that I did that you told me a couple days ago, you know, and
Yeah,
then when I was rewatching it, I only then noticed it. I never noticed it before that, and that's because it is such a terrible rehashing of it.
it's just and they threw shit out of order to confuse everybody. I think too, like
Right.
the
Like
fucking
at
salt
the
planet
end.
battle. Yeah, at the very end, that's the battle for Hoth. It's just the third act and not the first act of the movie this time
And
around.
just the way they're lining up and like some of their weapons and outfits is
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't even think of
yeah,
like a different way to do this.
yeah.
And
Like
then it's
the
like the line
snowtrooper
from
outfits.
like the line from Force Awakens when the guy says, "Isn't this just another Death Star?" And they're like, "No, look, the Death
This
Star
is
is this
bigger.
big. This
Yeah,
one's bigger."
bigger. Yeah,
It's the
at
same thing.
least.
Like the dude's looking at the red stuff under the thing, and he's like, "Huh?" And one guy like reaches down and licks it or whatever, and he's like,
Yeah,
"It's
and he's like,
salt.
oh, salt.
It's not
It's like,
snow. It's salt." And you're
yeah,
like, "Oh, it's different."
yeah,
Oh!
and like at first, like when I watched Rise of Skywalker, I kind of saw connections to Return of the Jedi, but this time around watching it, I didn't see them this time. I don't know if it's because I wasn't paying attention as well, or I just
There was
refused to
some like how there's a
yeah,
big space battle, and the Emperor's
yeah,
sitting in his chair, and they're watching it.
yeah, yes. Okay,
Um,
yeah, you're right. I think that's what it was. That's the it's like it's the same shit, but nobody ever talks about it for these two movies. Just fucking The Force Awakens.
right.
And The Force Awakens only had rehash with the Death Star, in my opinion. That's about the only like big callback I can remember. Besides like them like, oh, the Millennium Falcon, and stuff like that. But that's what happens in these movies.
Yeah.
Because we gotta have the Millennium Falcon and Luke Skywalker in every single movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, yeah,
So one
yeah.
thing I really hate about The Last Jedi, and there's a lot, and I'm not gonna get to them all, of course, but the Porgs,
Oh,
like the concept's
awful.
cool because like there was like these puffins all over the island that they were filming at, like in Scotland or whatever, and they couldn't get them out of the shot without spending like millions of dollars. So they're like, let's just incorporate this. So there's like all these birds on this island. But like the whole thing where Chewbacca like cooks a couple of them and then he doesn't eat it.
Yeah,
I think the movie would have been so better if he just stares at the guy and then he just takes a big bite out
just
of
big
like the
bite.
roasted
Yeah,
porg. It would have been
exactly.
so funny. It would have been so good. Um, but today we were watching it, and I was thinking because at first because they brought all these porgs on the ship on the Millennium Falcon, they show like they're checking over the bridge and there's like nests everywhere, and I was like, well, that's kind of stupid. Like they're collecting Furbies or something.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking because we were watching the holiday special and they kept roasting. There was like these Lego turkeys that they were using for Life Day feast or whatever. But there's also porgs everywhere, and I was like, I think they're eating porgs. But the concept of having like a bunch of chickens around like on a farm and like you're collecting eggs and every once in a while you eat one of them for dinner. Like I was thinking they brought all these porgs on the Millennium Falcon and they're basically like eating their eggs every day and occasionally they'll eat one for dinner. I thought that was kind of funny because if you watch the Lego holiday special, I'm pretty sure they're eating porgs.
They definitely are.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
because I
it,
can't
but
be the only one that had a hard time with like him killing this thing and like skinning all the feathers off or whatever and like gutting it and cooking it and then he's not going to eat it because one of them's looking at him with these big eyes. Like
yeah.
I didn't believe it. So
Also Chewbacca's like a battle-hardened trooper from like Kashyyyk to, like all the
yeah,
the
he's like
original
200 years
trilogy.
old.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just like, why would he give a fuck?
Although
Yeah,
when Han is sitting there going, I didn't believe the Jedi either, but it's true, all of it. You kind of wish Chewie would just kind of chime up, like, "Well, I did meet Yoda on Kashyyyk,
Yeah.
and we fought next to a whole
yeah,
bunch of other Jedi." and I told you about it, and you didn't believe me.
You didn't tell Luke about it. I don't fucking know why.
Maybe just Han doesn't know like the Wookiee word for Jedi, and so he keeps talking about Jedi, and he has like no idea what he's talking about, and thinks it's like some warrior class on his planet or something.
Or maybe Chewbacca has Wookiee dementia and forgot all about it.
Maybe,
There we
yeah.
go. They wiped his memory like 3PO.
Like-
Yeah. Just
like, what's the
C-3PO.
What's the lifespan of a Wookiee? Greg, do you know at the top of your head?
No, it's probably like 500 years or something, though.
What's the lifespan of a Wookiee?
Go to the Google.
Several hundred years.
Okay.
That was
Perfect.
a really good Chewbacca.
Thank you.
God. The average lifespan of a Wookiee is 400 years. Wow.
Oh. So Chewbacca's halfway there.
Yeah.
Damn Rip Chewie.
So they can make a Star Wars story where Lando and Luke go out hunting Jedi hunters, like the Nazi hunter show Al Pacino's in. Because Lando mentions how he and Luke were going on the Falcon, like looking for Jedi hunters, including the guy that killed Rey's parents. And then they could have like a Chewie and Maz Kanata show, like 100 and something years ago when
Oh,
they're
no.
dating, and like running a crime cartel together or something.
Yeah. How is he her boyfriend?
I know.
Like, was that just a joke?
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope so, because that would be
I mean,
some
she brings it
weird
up a couple
sex.
times, but yeah.
Like, that
Did
must
we
be
ever-
a joke.
Did we ever find out who killed Rey's parents in the movies, or no?
No, Rey's
Yeah.
parents were fucking Palpatine, weren't they?
Supposedly, yeah.
So I've been trying to look into this because, and I'm gonna say another nice thing about the sequel trilogy, although I don't think it really holds up. But I think part of the reason why a lot of us love the original Star Wars and the prequels so much is because there was so much like backstory in the cartoons and the books and the comics. So like if you go to the cantina in episode 4, there's like a 50-page story about every single person that's on the screen for like a second.
Sounds about right.
So you get invested with that stuff, and then same with the prequels to an extent, because a lot of them are the same characters, but there's all kinds of books about like behind the scenes stuff. And then you have like the 100-something episodes of the Clone Wars where you get to watch like Anakin, because there's moments in the cartoon where he makes choices that are leading him towards the dark side. And it shows like him and Obi-Wan's friendship and all this other stuff. But there's not a whole lot of that for the sequel trilogy yet, so you're kind of going in cold, because something that a lot of people liked about the original trilogy and the later movies is there's a lot of mystery involved, because you're kind of thrown in this whole thing in the middle, like episode 4, and you're like, well, what's going on? Like, what's the Clone Wars? Where are the Jedi? What's the Empire? Like, how did that start? Like, what happened to the Senate? And some of those questions were answered, but there was, when you first watched them, there was like a lot of questions you didn't have. And the new ones, there's a lot of questions we don't have, like who's Snoke and who's Rey's parents and why is she a Palpatine? And I think some of those just haven't had a chance to be answered yet. So it's a little rougher because we don't have the answers, like how Maz Kanata got Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
Oh, no. We have an answer to that. It's in the comic book.
I just looked it up. It said she collected antiques or something, and there's like 3 different theories of how she got it.
Oh, God. So is there not a comic about her getting it then?
So she's
Was
like
I wrong?
Benicio del Toro in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like she collects like these rare artifacts.
The collector.
Yeah. It's all connected.
Wow,
She's an elder of the universe.
Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy and the collector, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Disneyland is so fucking fun.
Dude, what's it like? Is it like a CGI type deal, or is it like an actual?
Yeah. Ride? Okay. So, do you remember the Twilight Zone ride, the Hotel of Horror, whatever it was called,
Yeah.
Tower of Terror? That's it.
Yeah.
They turned the Tower of Terror into a Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Oh, that's actually pretty sick.
It's fun. I love it, and I don't like doing droppy things like that, but because it's Guardians themed, it works out better. than the Tower of Terror.
Dude, when I was a kid, the Tower of Terror scared the shit out of me. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, well those drops, man, they're terrifying. And I guess from what I found out, there's like 2 or 3 different like versions of the ride. So there's like one section where the drops aren't as bad, and then there's sections where the drops are worse, I heard. Which makes a little more sense because the first time I went on it, the drops weren't terrible, but when I went last year with my buddies, the drops felt like way more intense.
That's interesting.
So where I was
Very
going with that,
interesting.
sorry. So
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
So this isn't like 100% confirmed, like everything's not fleshed out yet, but from what I understand, there's this thing called a strand cast, okay? Which is what Snoke is. And it's
No,
like
he's a clone of Palpatine.
No. So it's really close to a clone. So it's basically like a genetically created organism from something else's DNA, but it's slightly different. Like it's not an exact copy.
So a clone that we have today.
Yeah. So like when you clone like a sheep or something, you're not going to get something in the movies where it looks like Will Smith. It's just younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Gemini
be like
Man.
a clone of Will Smith, but it doesn't look like Will Smith. So they could use like Michael B. Jordan or whatever his name is to play Will Smith's clone, and it doesn't matter that it's not looking like Will Smith.
Gotcha.
But they would want that material from like the Ultimate Soldier or whatever. I didn't watch the movie, but I think that's kind of the premise. Is like he's the only one that can beat himself, so we got to clone him. Anyway, so Snoke was created from some force-sensitive creature, which might have been Palpatine's own DNA. So it's kind of a clone of Palpatine, but not quite a clone of Palpatine. And that's why there's like a lot of failed attempts. And they have some on storage, but it's basically someone that's force-sensitive that he could train and kind of work as his proxy until he finds someone he can drain force energy from, I guess. But then Rey's dad, who people say is a clone of Palpatine, I think the generally accepted theory is that he's a strand cast of Palpatine. So he's like, kind of like Boba Fett. Like he's not an age accelerated clone. He's like a child they made for him to grow up normally, I guess, instead of being like an exact copy of Jango. Yeah, so Rey's dad is supposed to be a strand cast of the Emperor. So he's not really a biological son. He's like a genetically created organism that he raised as a son, I guess.
You did such a better job explaining that than the fucking movie did.
Yeah.
But there's a line in The Mandalorian with the I Have Spoken guy, the Not or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Nolte?
Yeah, the Nick Nolte midget. He says he asks if the Mandalorian asks if Baby Yoda is a strand cast. So it's this weird, like they're trying to make this a thing. And he says, no, he's too ugly to be a clone or something like that. But I think the reason why the Empire or whoever was behind like the whole trying to capture Baby Yoda, why they wanted him so bad, and I guess the Emperor was alive still, according to the new movies. So the idea was the Emperor wanted Baby Yoda so that he could use his DNA, which is why they weren't too concerned if he was dead, because they could use his genetic material to make strand casts that were force sensitive to use as like soldiers or to regenerate the Emperor or something.
I really don't like that you just connected The Mandalorian to the sequel trilogy.
I'm sorry. but they're trying to do it, so it's not me.
Well, Danny, you do know that they're trying to
Kathleen
retcon
Kennedy
it.
or something. Yeah.
I cannot stand Kathleen Kennedy, and I hope she gets fired.
How has she not been fired already?
I don't know, man.
She's got something on somebody, because I guess she's like the deciding force for the whole Star Wars universe right now.
Apparently,
and if you disagree with her, you're out. Like the dudes that did Solo. She said, I don't want you to make it so jokey, like you're making it too funny, because they did Community and stuff. And they said, well, we're going to do it the way we want to do it. Yeah. And so I guess they were supposed to be attached to something else, and they didn't stay on. So
no, they got fired.
But I heard that's what happened to the guy that was supposed to do episode 8. He disagreed with her on something, and then she was like, "Well, I'm going to bring in Ryan Johnson. You're fired, but we're going to use like 10 minutes of whatever you did, and it's not going to make any sense when we splice it in."
Well, so no, Ryan Johnson was always the director for episode 8. It was Colin Trevorrow who was fired from episode 9. Oh, the script writer. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and then look what happened
I'm confusing some of the role, but yeah, so like the dude that killed her parents was working for Palpatine, kind of like the Mandalorian, where he was killing like he was finding stragglers, like the guy that's training the guy on Rebels. That was like a Padawan that escaped the purge. Blinked on his name, but it doesn't matter. But he was also looking for Rey because Rey's parents were basically like incubators to make like a force creature that the Emperor could use to like transfer spirit into or something. Because he didn't want to go into like a weak Jedi or Force user. He wanted something really powerful. So I think he was like messing with. He was trying to recreate what he did with Anakin, I guess, like make this super powerful Force user that he could put his spirit into and live on, I guess.
This is dumb as fuck.
I don't know. It's really dumb.
This is just dumb.
I guess he's transferred himself into bodies a few times, and it's like, then why is he in this decrepit like thing? Just move into like a different person, like a Knight of Ren or something for a while.
Yeah, what the fuck? Also, what the fuck? Yeah. They never explained the Knight of Rens.
The Knights of Ren.
They never explained.
They show up for like 10 seconds in the middle movie, and then like they show up in the third movie, like, oh shit, dude, it's gonna get real.
No, they're not even in the middle movie. They're not even in The Last Jedi. No, they're in The Force Awakens.
No, they're in both.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're in both.
Never mind. I'm mixing them up. Never mind.
They're in The Force Awakens in Rey's flashback scene or futures, whatever the fuck that scene was.
They escape the giant worm and they go on the ship that her parents left on, and they're standing on a rock, like looking over it. And that's like when Chewbacca, everyone thinks he dies.
Yeah,
that's the Rise.
That's the Knights of Ren. Never mind, but that's the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. See, I watched all the movies out of order. Like I watched a half hour of this one, and then like a 20 minutes of this one, and I'm all confused.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense. Anyways. Why not? They were
so it didn't hurt.
And this also comes up to my theory that they spliced together 3 different movies for The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, definitely.
Like, because it's just like, goddamn, like nothing adds up, nothing makes sense. It's just like, we're doing the thing, now we got to go get the other thing, and now that we have this thing, we need to go get this thing. But what about this thing that we were trying to get earlier? Doesn't matter. We got to keep going. We got to get the thing with the thing. And then the other thing, and it's just like, what is even going on?
And
we got to
get
a dagger,
and then Kylo smashes it, and like you wasted the whole movie trying to find this thing.
Pointless.
You didn't need it.
the dagger, the Sith dagger was the most pointless plot in that whole movie.
Yeah,
they found an ancient Sith dagger, and they used it to look at wreckage of the Death Star.
Yeah, like you have to stand on this hill, and you have to extend this thing, and you have to line it up just right, and that'll show you where it's at.
It's like, this makes no sense.
Felt like a treasure.
It's like, why don't you just take it out of the Death Star and hide it somewhere else or something? And then she gets to it, and it's just kind of hovering in the air, like, what? Like, she didn't have to open a safe or anything.
Bro, that part literally just felt like National Treasure.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly. Yeah. I called it an Indiana Jones movie, but but like it felt like they're looking for the Holy Grail. Like, I got this notebook, and it leads me to this clue, and then I got to do this clue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb as shit.
Like, a giant X in the library. That's the 10 we're looking for. Duh.
Yeah. Also, really quick,
right.
I looked up just Kathleen Kennedy, and one of the first things to fucking come up was a petition for Kathleen Kennedy to be fired from Lucasfilm. It's on change.org. Has like this whole little like
Nice.
petition monologue.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
300,000 signatures.
No,
300,000 signatures and nothing's still gonna happen.
there's literally only 7,000.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, like hardly
What
any.
a-
This didn't catch fire at all, but one of the
No.
reasons for signing from Carm Z with a K for Carm. She said she is the Vice Admiral Haldo of Lucasfilm, a suicide bomber leading the franchise to its doom with her poor leadership skills, all while pursuing her own personal agenda.
It's so true.
She and her think tank and yes men need to be removed from Lucasfilm to prevent further damage. If she can bring this much damage to a well-established franchise with a solid fan base, then it can happen to any well-loved franchise. And it's just like, fuck. Homie's spitting facts though.
Yeah.
My
True.
God, that. She just needs to be gone. Just get rid of her. Seriously.
Yeah, for real.
Like
For real.
who made her like suck their dick so she can be in charge? Like, is Harvey Weinstein involved in Disney at all? Like, is that why she's still in this position?
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
Something Pizzagate, something.
Yeah, seriously. Like, there's a fucking reason why she's still there and that she's not fired.
Yeah.
She's got Epstein's videos or something. Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, she has like photos of Donald Trump in a tutu hung up on her wall. Like, there's a reason.
Yeah.
My God, whatever.
So
But-
there's another character I want to talk about that like they showed in all of the advertising for The Force Awakens and then did absolutely nothing with, and that was Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
And I think Captain Phasma had potential to be a badass character. They just didn't do anything with her.
I was kind of
Like,
waiting for her to
at
show up
all.
in the third movie.
Yeah, I was too. I'm like, she's gonna come back.
Like she lived
and,
through
like,
the first one, might as well have her in the
Yeah.
second. In the
Might as well
yeah.
have her live in this through the second one too. Yeah, and then
because
they
we
just
undid a bunch
never-
of stuff from the second one anyway. So let's just have Captain Phasma there again. You don't have to explain it because you don't explain anything
Nope.
else.
No,
Just
yeah,
throw her in there.
throw her in
Give
there
her like
and
a
then
green
have-
stripe or something, so you can sell more action figures. Like, oh,
Yeah.
did you get the Captain Phasma with the green stripe?
Bro, only poor
Yeah.
kids have C-3PO with a silver arm.
with the red
Right.
arm.
Yeah. No, only the rich kids have C-3PO with a red arm. All the poor kids have C-3PO with am I not registering on here? All the poor kids have C-3PO with a silver arm.
What's up?
Okay, yeah, okay, sorry, my internet was shitting out. Only the poor kids
No.
have C-3PO with a silver arm.
Every time you try and say that line, you cut out in the same exact spots every time.
I know! I'm
Google's
looking
trying
at
to
my
stop
little
you from
green
revealing
dot.
the truth.
I bet they're
know.
listening. They're listening. They're saying you can't talk about that.
I'm just gonna put
Yeah,
it in.
buy
I'm just
our
gonna put it in
toys.
the chat.
Yeah.
Stop talking bad about them.
Consume. Obey.
Have silver
Money
armed.
is your god.
3PO. There, I put it in the chat.
All right. Only the poor kids have silver armed C-3PO. Did I cut out when I said it?
No.
A little bit.
We're golden then.
Like his
I-
arm.
All of a sudden, we all just get disconnected.
Yeah. And then Kathleen Kennedy joins the general chat.
You've shat on me enough. Now you're all banned from anything
Canceled.
Star Wars.
Canceled.
Yeah, you're now canceled. Well, DDG-HD had a good run, boys. R.I.P.
A good run of like
I'm trying to
5
get to the
episodes.
All of that content that
there we
just
go.
never came out.
Yeah, it's just lost to the ages. Lost on Dylan's hard drive.
Oh man! So what else is there to talk about?
I want to talk about Captain Phasma more because she was fucking interesting
Yeah.
as hell, and I loved her, and then they literally just did nothing with her, and I was so pissed when they killed
Nothing.
her. I was like, I remember watching that in theaters and being like, wait, what? Why did they just do that?
Yeah,
Like, this was so
she was
pointless.
like the main. She was the main selling point for toys for the first movie.
Yeah!
they're like giant silver stormtrooper lady with a cape. Ooh, this is going to be interesting, and then nothing fucking happened.
Yeah. Well, and also for his like hyper like liberal like Hollywood Disney is, it's like, dude, like that's like a strong female like lead type character that you could have done so much with, and instead you just fucking killed her off and made her useless.
So useless.
But whatever. Who cares, I guess.
Yeah, it's done and over with. We'll never see Phasma again. I mean, unless Phasma shows up in The Mandalorian somehow in some weird way.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That would
Honestly,
be interesting.
yeah, I wouldn't
Like
mind
Why
that.
like
not?
a pre like crazy war torn Phasma or whatever. Like she's still like a rookie in the the Empire or something like that.
What if the auburn kind of haired colored like Mandalorian chick that's trying to retake Mandalore is Captain Phasma?
No, she's like 5 foot. The girl who played Captain Phasma is like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, I know, dude. She's a big bitch.
She
I
was
liked
what's
her
her
on
name?
Game of
In
Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
she-
Bryn
Cute.
of Tarsh or something.
I didn't know she was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's the giant blonde knight lady who just fucking wrecks everybody who
Like-
gets in her way.
Oh fuck!
Like she wants to join the boys club of the knights, and they're like, "You can't. You're a girl." And she's like, "I'm
Yeah.
gonna beat you." Yeah,
Sounds
she's
about
cool.
right.
She fights a bear.
She fights a bear.
She fights a bear. She's pretty cool. It's fucking hilarious.
So one thing I really didn't like about Last Jedi, and again, there's a lot. So the only way they beat them, and they don't really beat them because they start doing their thing in front of the bad guys with all the transport ships to the crystals to the Pokemon planet with the foxes.
Uh,
Go on.
So like she does the whole thing like I'm gonna stay behind and I'm gonna jump into their big ship and blow it up, which was cool, but they do like suicide missions like 8 times in the movie, it feels like. And there was other ships in their convoy, and like the medical frigate's like the third to last big ship that gets blown up. Like you see a dude in the captain's chair, like I'm going down with the ship, and he's
Yeah.
like, I sent you all our fuel reserves and everyone's off board. Long live the resistance or whatever. And then he gets blown up. It's like, why doesn't he just turn around and light speed into the big ship? Because they've already shown that they use that tactic a lot in the rebellion. Like we're gonna fly an A-wing into a bridge, or like even Finn tries to fly one of those salt speeders into the Death Star battering ram thing that they
Yeah.
brought down. And then Rose like sacrifices herself to knock him out of the way. And she could have killed both of them so that he doesn't die, saving everybody. But that was like the theme. Like it's good to sacrifice yourself, but you should also stay for the ones you love, or something stupid. But yeah, the movie would have been over a lot quicker if they just used one of their ships early on to take out the big ship. Once they figured out that's the one that was tracking him through hyperspace.
Yeah. Wait.
Um,
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, if Poe had just said, "Hey, this is what's fucking going on," you know, like once you get everybody off of that ship, hey, sorry, buddy, but you're a suicide bomber now. Like, GG,
Yeah,
easy,
because he's
good
going to die
luck.
anyway. He knows he's going to die. So just turn around and fly into the ship and take some guys out with you.
Yeah. Oh shit, dude, you're
And
totally
they're like,
fucking
someone
right.
has to stay behind to fly it.
What I've never
So
understood
yeah,
about
so let's leave our last general on the boat to crash into the thing instead of putting an ensign there, or like a droid
yeah,
or somebody to like push a button to like steer it towards the ship.
that's literally what I was about to say. Just like fucking stick a droid
Yeah.
in there and just be like, hey, you know, good luck.
But no, we're gonna kill off our last like senior command in a suicide mission. Yeah, but then everybody was generals in the third one, just like in Return of the Jedi. So
I
Yeah.
know that made no
Hooray.
sense to me. I'm like, what?
General
What has?
Calrissian, General Solo, General Skywalker.
Like
And then in the
what
new
has
one, they're like,
Finn and
"Hey,
Poe done
General
to become
Poe, what's up,
generals?
General Finn? Yeah, we're
Like, wait, what?
generals. We're heroes.
It is Rey a general too?
Sure,
Sure.
I just
She's
promoted her. Yes,
she's Jedi General Rey.
Greg holds the power to fucking promote them to general.
I bought the the DLC to promote people in Star Wars.
Greg is president of Star Wars.
Yep.
He
Oh,
bought the
Until someone
president
buys the
DLC.
Emperor coin.
Ah!
Only $500. One of one.
can we
Greg, I'll
start a
send you money
petition
for
to
more.
get?
Go on.
Can we start a petition to have Greg take over Kathleen Kennedy's job?
Yeah.
Moo ha ha ha.
Greg, we
Rated R
gotta
Star
open.
Wars movie.
Star Wars. I would love to see a rated R Star Wars movie.
Dude, okay, here's the deal. If you were to take like those last or the Last Jedi or whatever fucking episode 8 is. I literally can't even remember the names of them.
Yeah, it's
There's-
okay. That's how forgettable they are.
Yeah, that's how forgettable and stupid they are. If you literally were just to have like some like topless chick in the background, then just immediately you're like, those movies are rated R. Like there's already so much like death and destruction. Like add some like fucking blood animations, you know, like there's like some topless chicks in the background, and then there you have a rated R movie.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple.
Well, they
of
almost had that
fucks
in
rather
Return
than
of the
blast.
Jedi. If you watch like the original release, like you got Slave Leia, then you have this green chick in like a mesh bikini. You can totally see her nipples on like the VHS burnt copy of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a W.
That was before PG-13. So
yeah, when did
Yep.
the NCAA or no wait, what the fuck is it?
MPAA.
MPAA, yeah. When the fuck did they
I
like
think it
come
was-
out with?
it's like
MPA
85 for PG-13, 84.
Yeah, PG-13 came around in the mid 80s, but nobody wanted to make a PG-13 movie in the 80s. Everybody wanted everything to be R, which is why everything from
Or
the
G,
80s is
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
But like
PG-13 didn't really like hit its shine until the 90s.
yeah, like Gremlins and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom were like the two movies where they're like, okay, a whole bunch of kids are going to this movie because
Yeah.
it's PG. I got dragged out of Gremlins by my aunt that took us to see the movie during the kitchen scene because like there's gremlins exploding in the microwave and getting stuck in the
Yeah.
blender and like coming
I
out with
love-
knives and like the mom's getting stabbed and my aunt was
That's
just like panicking like, oh my god, what have I done? I'm taking you guys, this is a whole horrible movie, we gotta get out of here, and like drugged me out, and I was like, I want to stay and watch, and she's like, no,
That is so funny.
so I was like 7 or
Should
8
we-
or something, but it was
Should
terrifying.
we cover Gremlins? Should we do an episode on Gremlins?
Yeah,
I've never seen it, so
Yes.
sure, let's do it.
Oh, dude, Gremlins is great, Dylan. You're gonna love it.
Cool. Let's
Now I'll
do
find
it.
the documentary they made. We could try to watch that too because that's pretty
Sick.
funny.
So, should we watch both Gremlins? Hit them both, or
Yeah.
just the first one? Because it's night and day between the two. They are two way different movies.
It's like Batman and Batman Returns almost.
Yeah,
but
pretty
crazier.
much.
Where the director said, "I'm only gonna do it if you give me absolute creative control." And they're like, "All right,
All
we
right,
really
and
want
then
you to
he
do it."
makes the
Yeah.
weirdest
Joe
fucking
Dante, is
thing
that his name?
ever.
Or-
Yeah, Joe Dante. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Tim Burton for Batman. Like both of them said, "I don't want to do it unless you let me do whatever I want." And they're like, "Fine, fine, fine. Just make us money."
Pretty much.
And yeah, they're so different from the sequels. Yeah, Gremlins 2 is weird,
It's very weird.
Fine.
but
Just make
it's
us
fun to
money.
watch now. It's very what's
It's
self-critical,
yeah,
Hollywood or
self-aware.
something.
Very
Self-aware.
self-aware. But like, it's when I say it's weird, it's not a bad weird. It's interesting. It's just because the
Yeah.
first Gremlins is like pretty much just a straight up horror comedy movie, and Gremlins
Right.
2 is just like nuts and like it's like an experimental movie almost.
Yeah.
I have nothing to
It's
say.
still
'Cause I
got
haven't
like the
seen it.
horror comedy elements in it, but it just goes like to like level 10 right away. And then oh man, Tim Burton. I can't say the same for the Tim Burton Batman movies. The first one's pretty okay, and then the second one, it's just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
It's just like, bitch, come again.
Pretty much. Allah Akbar.
That's what the general chick said.
Admiral Akbar. You're
Admiral
misinterpreting
Akbar.
that. She said Admiral Akbar.
Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something else I want to talk about. What the fuck is up with Mary Poppins, Princess Leia in The Last Jedi? That was
Yeah.
some fucking bullshit.
Did I
But
tell you
if
that
you
when
if you notice, her eyes are closed, and she's downloading some DLC from EA. Waiting for the app to update, and she's like, "Now I can fly." I paid
Now I can
99
fly
million credits. Yeah,
and breathe in space.
yeah.
And then also not only
No,
Take
she
that,
my
has
breath.
not only that, but that entire fucking area was like completely open and blown up, and she just opens up that door, and then nobody gets
Yeah.
sucked out into
No,
space.
no one got sucked through
Yeah,
or anything.
She gets to the airlock or the blast door or whatever, and she's like pounding on it, and then like they just open it and pull her in. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's how space
Cool.
works. Their
Man,
shields were
they
up. Their
did-
shields were up.
They did Admiral Akbar dirty too. That guy deserved a better death than what he got.
Yeah, seriously.
God, fucking Star Wars.
It's some crap.
Yeah, no, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it's some crap.
Dude, when I fucking watched that movie in theaters, I started busting out laughing when Leia opened her fucking eyes and started
Oh,
floating.
dude, yeah.
Like,
Well, that,
dying laughing.
I almost walked out of the movie right there, and I so fucking wish I did.
Yeah, no, like, I started busting out laughing so hard. Probably one of the hardest that I've ever laughed. And my dad just, like, reached over and covered up my mouth because everyone was, like, looking back and staring at me.
Dude, I had the same experience when I saw The Dark Knight Rises in theater. I was laughing my ass off when he jumps off his bike and gets on top of Bane and is all like, "Where's the trigger? Where's the trigger?" I just started laughing and everybody turned around and just stared at me like,
Yeah.
"Why are you laughing? This is a very serious scene." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, fucking Barkman over here."
Yeah. Well, what is funny is that I laughed also when they launched their attack on those little like animal like horse type deals, you know, that they tried to save.
Yeah. They get out of the drop pod and they just start running out on weird looking space horses.
Yeah, no, I couldn't stop
I
laughing
got in
at
trouble
that.
for laughing during the Passion of the Christ during the crucifixion scene.
How did you get in
Oh,
trouble?
God.
What
I wish I
happened?
would have been there to see it.
I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but
No, I've
Jesus
never
is up on
seen
the
it.
cross, and there's these two other guys on the cross with him, like the bandits or whatever that are being crucified, and one of them, like, you know, accepts Jesus as Lord, and Jesus says, "I'll see you in heaven later today" or whatever, and the other guy doesn't believe, and these crows come down and start pecking out his eyes. And my middle name's Corbin, which means raven, like in French, and like
Yeah.
the family crest of like my great grandma who passed down the name is God will always feed the ravens or something. And so like these ravens came down and started eating this guy's eyeballs. I just lost it and started just laughing hysterically. And everyone in the theater is like all crying and looking at me and like, "What are you doing?"
Did somebody tell you to stop laughing? Like, did somebody yell at you?
I think my dad like pinched my arm or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
It was
that's great.
That's fucking fantastic, dude.
Does Mel Gibson have a cameo in Passion of the Christ?
Oh God, I'm sure he's in the background somewhere as like a Pharisee or something.
Because if not, what a wasted opportunity.
There's probably some character yelling at some Jews. That's probably him.
I was gonna say he should have cameoed as one of the three wise men or something.
Bro, I wish that they had George.
He's
Lucas
a Roman
as, like-
guard. Like,
Yeah.
you Jews, get in line.
I wish that they had George Lucas. when he was in the background for the
video.
prequels, when he's like
Yeah.
all in blue and shit. I wish he was one of the wise men.
Yeah, he looks like one of the wise men.
I wish he delivered frankincense and myrrh to Jesus.
He's all blue. He's got his glasses on. There's like some
He's like-
red dude.
Yeah.
Um,
Your son will train one of the best Jedi who becomes evil.
like Jeff Goldblum from Earth Girls Are Easy is there, like with his little
Oh,
fur and
man.
everything.
Oh my god.
I think he was yellow or something.
Fuck it, throw Dread in the background too.
Yeah, why not?
Get Walmart
I am the
RoboCop in
law.
there.
Oh, this is gonna be the best movie ever.
Oh, throwing in callbacks to previous episodes.
And then we could get Gandalf the Gay to be one of the fucking wise men as
Oh.
well.
I'm gonna be like that guy someday.
Oh my god. Gold.
Oh god, Corona.
Oh no, now we're gonna catch it.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna catch it through the mic.
It's a new strain.
Record spike of
digital
cases in
corona.
Arizona. So
Yeah. Bro, dude, I
Digital-
don't fucking get it. Supposedly Arizona's a hot spot. I literally don't know a goddamn person who's had it. Not a
yeah, they'll
one.
tell you. I mean, people in your area. So you look it up and you're like, oh, only like 3 people are hospitalized right now. Like what?
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
hospitals are all full.
Yeah, except if you go to one and it's empty.
Yeah, no, dude, they're all
Uh-oh,
empty. I took my girlfriend to the fucking like urgent care or whatever like a week ago, and there literally wasn't anybody in there.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Whatever. Yeah, no, dude.
Whatever.
Do you guys know about the homeless cat that I've been feeding?
Yeah, I've
No.
been seeing that.
Yeah, no. So there's this homeless cat Chex that I've been feeding, and I'm pretty sure she died like earlier this week because I haven't seen her in like close to a week now. I think it's
Well-
been like 5 or 6 days.
Well, I was gonna say, bro, from your videos of that cat, it wasn't looking very good for her in the first place.
No, yeah, no, that's why I was taking care of her because I felt bad. I like bought her like a little heated house and like would feed her in the mornings and at night and shit.
You wasted hundreds of dollars on this fucking cat that gave no shits about you.
She actually did though. She was really fucking cute. Like whenever like I like first thing in the morning, like when I'd walk out, like I just say like kitty, and then she'd like come bounding around a corner from somewhere
Oh,
and like
well,
run up
that's
and like
nice
let me pet
because
her.
the message I got from your videos was this cat fucking hates me.
No, she wouldn't. She got to the point where she would like actually let me like pet her and stuff, and I got to hold her one time as well, which was pretty cool.
So, well, that's good.
Yeah. No, but what was I saying? Wait, I had a fucking point to this. What were we talking about?
Star Wars.
So does Luke teach Ray anything?
Yeah, he teaches her how to lift rocks, apparently.
No, I think she taught herself that.
Oh, she downloaded that too.
Yeah. No, there's a couple times on the island she closes her eyes.
Yeah.
She's doing katas with her staff, and she closes her eyes. She's sitting there, and then she downloads an upgrade to her app with some DLC, and then she pulls the lightsaber out because she's bought a lightsaber, I guess, and then starts smashing rocks and stuff. And then he comes down to teach her something and sees her like swinging the lightsaber. And he's like, "Fuck it, I'm out." And he turns around and leaves. But
Goes and
he
drinks
says
some
like, "I'll
fucking-
teach you 3 things," and then he only teaches her 2. He's like, first lesson, Jedi are full of bullshit. And then the second line was Jedi are stupid. And then there was no third lesson.
The thing is
I
do
guess there's a
agree with the
deleted
lessons.
scene that there's no that there was a third lesson where there was like this convoluted plot Luke comes up with where he says these bandits come to the island all the time to raid it, and attack the caretaker lizard people. Like the little Pokemon that walk around fixing the buildings.
Yeah.
And so these bandits come and attack, and Rey has to decide whether she's going to defend the caretakers or escape or kill them or drive them off or something. And that was like the third lesson. And they like totally cut that from the movie. And they didn't even put it on the Blu-ray, I don't think. I don't know. I didn't buy the Blu-ray. But yeah, it's crazy that he says, I'm going to teach you 3 things. And then they release a movie where he says first thing, second thing, and then that's it.
Yeah,
There's no third thing.
That's hilarious.
Like they didn't even bother like watching the cut. And someone says, how come he says he's going to teach her 3 things and he only teaches her 2? I guess the third one was to do something stupid so you die, like Leia does in the third movie, where she just gives up like her mom did and says, I'm just not going to live anymore. I'm going to say goodbye to my son, and then I'm going to just fall over and die, because that's what my mom did to me. So, like, Luke does the same thing. Like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to look like Luke from 25 years ago.
And that
And I'm
made no
gonna-
sense.
Yeah, because I'm delaying the First Order so they can escape, but they don't need his help because Rey already figured it out from the crystal Pokemon that he just needs to go to this one spot and move some rocks. After Luke says being a Jedi isn't about moving rocks, and then she
Yeah.
moves rocks.
It saves the like 7 people that are still alive.
Yeah,
She also
Yeah.
moves rocks around in the third one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like the first time that you see her, she's like sitting there like moving rocks around and shit.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
so she's literally floating upside down with rocks hovering around her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? When can you all of a sudden float with the Force?
Yeah, seriously.
I
Well,
mean,
Luke
at
did
that
it in the
point,
8th one.
does he?
But she was closing her eyes. She downloaded a new skill
Yeah.
True.
from her EA account. So
And the thing that I didn't understand about like flashback Luke, why does he have his blue lightsaber? It should be his green lightsaber.
He did have a green
Whoa.
lightsaber.
Like
Oh, when
It
he's
just ma-
fighting
when he's fighting
Un-
Kylo.
Uncanny Valley,
Yeah.
Princess Leia.
No. In The Last Jedi, when he goes to distract Kylo, and when
Oh,
he
yeah,
turns
yeah,
into
yeah.
like he has a blue lightsaber, it should be green.
Because they just destroyed that one, right? Like they pulled
Yeah,
it apart,
well,
like they're fighting over it.
Yeah, well, not
or
only that,
something.
but Luke didn't have a blue lightsaber during that time period because it got
Right, 'cause
lost
he
in
lost it.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Are you talking
So he
when
has
Luke
his-
went to go and kill Kylo?
I'm talking about in The Last Jedi when they're about to blow up and kill everybody who's in the bunker at the
Oh,
very
okay.
end
Like all 6 of them that are left.
when Kylo or when Luke distracts him and he's his like younger self, he has his blue lightsaber. It should be his
Yeah.
green lightsaber.
It's supposed to be a clue to let you know it wasn't really him, I guess.
Oh well, that's just stupid.
Or maybe he was using Leia's that he had in the bricks. I don't know.
No, because it's clearly his lightsaber. I mean, you get to
Right.
see it up close and everything. And Leia's looked like a vibrator that you pointed out earlier.
That's why she didn't advance very well, because she wasn't focusing on her training.
Oh God.
She's like, oh my God, I have this personal pleasure device now. I'm just going to plug
I'm
this
so-
in.
My Force is so sensitive right now.
Her lightsaber plugs into a wall.
Oh.
Her lightsaber plugs into a wall.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You're kind of cutting out a little bit. On
Okay,
my
yeah, that's
end,
what I
but-
thought. Yeah, no, because I
A
keep
little
seeing
bit.
like my little like green circle like like appear and then disappear while I'm talking. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
also Danny, about the blue lightsaber thing. If you look at the cover art for The Last Jedi, Luke's holding a blue lightsaber.
Is he? Let me
Yeah.
look. I didn't even notice that. Let's see here. Last Jedi cover. Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is holding a blue lightsaber at the end. Yeah, I just skipped to it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
And it's what's
hilarious.
funny is when Kylo's talking about his flashback where Luke tries to kill him, he has his green lightsaber then.
Yeah.
But in that, like, and then when you say, "Oh, it's probably more of just a clue to make you realize it's not really Luke there," and it's like, well, no shit, it's not Luke. Look, he's like 20 years younger. You know,
Yeah.
he's
His beard
got
isn't
different
as
hair and
long.
everything. Yeah, and just something else that Ryan Johnson didn't give a shit enough about, coming from a guy who claims to be a really big Star Wars fan.
Whatever.
So apparently Ryan Johnson's going to be part of the Rogue Squadron show, and that was the only show I was looking forward to out of the ones they announced for Disney Plus. And now I'm
Why?
not even gonna watch it.
Why? I
I
don't
don't
get
know
it.
why.
It's
I
fucking
don't.
dumb.
Yeah, well,
He
they took back.
probably had his lawyers look at something that they said, like they
Yeah,
promised
well,
him a trilogy or something, and so
yeah,
he's
yeah. They
was
they
gonna
promised
sue him, and they figured out they're gonna pay him a bunch of money. Like, well, do you want to do this show? And he's like, okay.
maybe he'll
So
redeem himself and make it cool. Because like I can't hate on Ryan Johnson completely. Anything that's not Star Wars related, he did a pretty solid job. Like Knives Out was such a good movie
yeah,
that he
for
directed
sure.
last year or 2019. Looper was fun. I don't know if he's done any other movies, but those are the
I
only
haven't
two.
seen Brick, but I know he did a movie called Brick.
Okay. But it's just I don't know. Like they really fucked up going into this new trilogy without a plan, without an outline of what the story's
Yeah.
gonna be. Like, how
And then
can you
JJ
do
had one,
that?
but he didn't show anybody. And so, like, when he was kind of kicked off episode 8 or said he didn't want, I don't know what the backstory is, but he
I
he
think
didn't
I think
tell
he
Ryan
said
Johnson what he's gonna do with 8 and 9. He's like, you figure it out. And so
that's so
Ryan's like, oh,
stupid.
all right, I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
write
do
whatever I want.
this to show to you that I don't need you or something.
Yeah.
And then they try to undo it all in the 9th one, pretty much.
What a clusterfuck that movie was.
And I don't know where they're going with all the Poe stuff in episode 9. Like, we're gonna make him this weird, like, I used to be this big drug smuggler guy.
Yeah. It's like, why is this guy's story so drastically different in every movie?
Yeah, like all of a sudden he's hacking and fixing everything, and Finn's like, how'd you learn to do that? Where'd you learn to
Yeah,
do that? And he's like, well, what were you gonna tell Ray? Well, that's not important. And
right.
then he says that like 5 times. Well, what were you gonna tell Ray? He's like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to say. He's like, we're all about to be killed. Why don't you say it? He's like,
Yep, never do.
yeah. So I should Google that.
Google.
Because we were saying he was gonna tell her he was force sensitive, and that she wants him to train him or something.
Yeah, I guess there was a whole scene of that. Like I think it's right when they fall into the giant like sand pit. He like, I'm force sensitive, and then like they did nothing and they cut it out, and then all of a sudden Finn can like feel what's happening with people, and they're like, what? He's all like, I can feel it, and it's like, what the hell? What?
Yeah, according to some interview he gave, he wasn't gonna tell her he loved her. He was gonna tell her he was force sensitive. But why would he say that as they're sinking in quicksand? Like, we're about to die. I'm force sensitive.
I don't know. There was like 20 different times he was about to tell her, and then he could never spit
Yeah.
it out.
And then they're like, oh, Finn never told me what he was gonna tell me. Yeah, this is fucking weird.
Everything about these movies is fucking weird.
Except for The Force Awakens.
You guys didn't like the Maz Kanata castle scene or the casino planet, but I do like how they tried to do like a cantina scene. That's basically what that is. Because most of the Star Wars movies have a scene like that. Like New Hope, obviously it's cantina. They didn't really do it in Empire, except
I would consider
no, really.
Cloud City that kind of.
Kind of, and then like Jabba's palace and Return of the Jedi, and then there's that big bar scene on Maz Kanata's planet.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones. They go into that bar with the sleaze Bagano guy, with the death
Yeah,
sticks.
the death sticks at the very beginning. Yeah.
And I feel like there's a
Uh,
scene like that in Revenge of the Sith too, where they go somewhere,
hmm.
maybe. But Phantom Menace had a couple that were like that, like maybe the pod race or something.
Pod race or Greedo's workshop.
Yeah. But like Force Awakens had the big bar scene where everyone's telling people where they are, and then they did it on the casino planet, and then they do it in the bar in Rise of Skywalker, where they go get the droid guy to read the Sith stuff and C-3PO's brain. But I always like those because you kind of look around. There's just so much stuff going on. You're like, ooh,
Yeah,
cool
exactly.
aliens and cool armor, and like, who are those bad guys and smugglers and bounty hunters and.
Galaxy's Edge does a great job with that too. There's so much detail put into that place. Like it feels like you're on like a set in the Star Wars movies. It's so fucking awesome.
Do they still have Star Tours there, or did they get rid of that?
No, Star Tours is still there. It's
Okay.
just it's not in the same area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I went to Walt Disney World.
Oh God! And that
Galaxy's Edge started, and they had Star Tours, and they had like Kylo Ren with stormtroopers marching around.
Yeah,
I think
they have
before,
that too.
the other two movies.
Probably.
So like Phasma was there, like yelling at people, like out of the way, citizens.
Yep. They had Kylo and Rey and everybody come out too. I guess every once in a while they'll have Kylo and Rey like fight. Or they did.
Okay.
Because they're not using those characters anymore. I guess they're using Mandalorian characters now in Galaxy's Edge.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, Star Tours. So yeah, they updated Star Tours a few years ago. So like every time you went on the ride, it was like a different scenario. And they changed it though. When we went last year, it was the Rise of Skywalker theme. So you're flying, trying to get away from the Empire, and then you go into light speed, and then you end up in the big battle at the end of the Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. Yeah. And everyone shows up.
Yes, and I'm just like, why would you do this?
Yeah.
You ruined the ride. It's still fun though. Star Tours is fun. And we finally got in one of the ships that didn't have fucking C-3PO as the pilot. God damn it, that gets so annoying. There's like
Star Tours.
There's one ship that always has C-3PO as the pilot, and like I swear every time I go on the ride I always get C-3PO. So it was good actually having the robot or whatever as the pilot, not C-3PO.
The robot from the original ride from like the 80s or the 90s or whatever, he shows up in the Rebels cartoon, I think.
Nice.
As like a taxi driver.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, hey, that's the guy. Because they replaced him a while ago. They kind of redid the whole thing. But I guess you're saying they're updating even more. Like there's different experiences you can get. So you keep coming back.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like a day or whatever. So
they have like, what is it? It's a handful of planets. You can go on like Hoth. You can go on Kashyyyk. You can go on like Endor, stuff like that.
Okay.
Or you could. It's not like that now. Like I said before, now it's you end up at all the places that they filmed at, like the Rise of Skywalker. So like you end up at the planet that the Death Star crashed on, and like you're going under the water and like looking at all the wreckage as like giant sea creatures are trying to get you and stuff like that.
There's always like, bigger fish.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. I kind of hope Naboo is like, oh god, what's his name? The
Jar Jar.
Oh my god, Omnicron, is that the name of the Transformer? That's Earth, I guess, in one of the movies.
Oh no, god damn it! Why can't I remember his name? I know who you're talking about. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
He's like Galactus, basically, in the cartoon movie.
Yeah. What's his name? Voices him in the '86 movie.
Yeah, That
There
movie
was like
killed
this
that guy. Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, Unicron's his name.
Unicron. Okay, Omnicron,
Yeah.
Unicron. Yeah.
Yeah, you were
So I kept
really
waiting
close.
for Naboo to turn into Unicron. Like, there's like a sequence of like 14 bigger and bigger fishes eating the fish, and then the planet just reaches over and swallows up the biggest one because there's always a bigger fish.
Always.
It's
Always
so
a
dumb.
bigger
I'm
fish.
sorry, but
Always
they would have done that in the
forever.
new trilogy. They would have had the planet be alive and start eating giant fish or something stupid. Like, remember
This-
the slug worm thing that lived on an asteroid? Well, now we have a planet that's a creature because
Woo!
it's bigger.
Darth Vader. Remember Tauntauns? Lightsabers.
But yeah, Dylan, you should watch the Lego. If you have Disney Plus, you should watch the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special because it gets crazy. I liked it.
It does. It does.
I'll watch it.
I liked it too. It was
It gets
was
kind of like
better.
Into the Spider-Verse almost.
Yeah, it does. It gets crazy. A lot of good cameos in it.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
It
I'm gonna have
was-
to check it out.
It was better than the
Yeah.
last two Star Wars movies, easily.
Yeah.
The thing that
Yeah,
I
I'm only gonna
wonder
spoil
is it
one joke.
actually good or is it just better than what's been put out as of
No,
recent?
it's good. Like, watch it. It's not like
Yeah.
great. It's good. It's good. Like, it's good. It's watchable. You're gonna like it. You won't love it, but you'll like it.
Fair enough then.
Like at one point, Ray says, Luke finally taught me something. It
Yeah.
was like, oh my God.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
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 Bro, that's fucking hilarious.
I almost fell off my
Yeah.
couch because it was so funny. It's like, oh my God, they went there.
Yep.
But they do that like 4 or 5 times. Like, oh my God, I can't believe they just did that.
Yeah, dude, they shit on the sequel trilogy so hard in this.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out then.
Yes.
Goddamn.
I hope it's canon now.
It's got to be. Well, I don't know if the Lego stuff is. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's
like
a
a different
Lego
universe.
Leia in the Star Wars
There's like
universe?
there's a Star Wars multiverse. Like the Lego people start fighting the regular people, and yeah,
That'd be fucking hilarious to see in a movie.
yeah. Someone steps on like a broken wreckage of an AT-AT, like just one piece of Lego, and it's like ah.
They all throw like smaller like one piece Lego bits on the ground, and then when all the like normal
Yeah.
people step on them, they're like, "Ooh,
They're like
ow, ow,
landmines.
fuck!"
Exactly.
People are flying up in the air like explosions.
That would be hilarious.
Exactly.
But yeah, no.
So one interesting thing about the Star Wars movies is that no matter how stupid they get, there's always this thing you could say, well, the Force was just guiding them along.
Yeah.
But especially like in Last Jedi, there was so many moments. It was like, really? Like when they're fighting the jet troopers or whatever they're called, and both their things blow up and they all fly up in the air like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. And they all land on like the softest spot on the planet, like at the quicksand stuff that goes down to the snake
Yeah.
creature. And it's like they just happen to land on the one dark spot of sand that happens to be where like the dude they're looking for, like where he got killed by the snake monster.
Sounds about right.
But you can always say, well, the Force was just leading him there. Like the Force just leading him to this, and that's why they didn't exchange their credits on Naboo. And did the whole pod race thing because like the Force is guiding everything. So it's a pretty easy like plot armor kind of thing for all the movies for them to say, well, that's just because the Force was directing them to find Anakin on Tatooine or whatever.
It's honestly pretty good plot armor too. It's the same plot armor that
Yeah.
like, religion has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Where it's just
because
like,
you can't really argue with it. If
Yeah.
someone says, well, how the heck did they happen to be at the same spot at the same time? It's like, well, the Force brought them there. And they're like, oh,
Force.
okay. Yeah. The Force did it.
The farce. The Schwartz. I see
see
your
your
Schwartz is as big
Schwartz.
as mine.
Yeah. Now that's a good movie.
Spaceballs the movie. Spaceballs the flamethrower.
Yeah, Spaceballs the flamethrower is the best one.
Merchandising.
Yogurt.
I don't know. Let's check the tape, see where we're at. So this is now.
Yes, this is now.
I want you to comb this area.
Yeah. Have you found
We ain't found
anything? Man, we ain't found shit. Keep
The black
combing
guys have
the
a pig.
desert. And
That's a
you know
good
what I
one.
noticed too
man.
with Spaceballs now, and I finally saw footage of who's the actor who played Darth Vader and didn't voice him? Not James Earl Jones, but the guy who just passed away recently.
David Prowse.
So I noticed that Rick Moranis sounded a lot like David Prowse did before they redubbed him for Star Wars.
That's funny without a Scottish accent.
Yeah, like when he's trying to, it was so funny. I'm like, God damn, this is exactly how Dark Helmet sounds in Spaceballs. It's
Dark
perfect.
Helmet.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those behind the scenes where he's saying the lines and he's like,
Yeah,
"You will come with me to."
yeah,
Yeah, but he sounds like he's talking in a tin can, like Rick Moranis does when the helmet's down. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. What great attention to detail on their end.
It's actually really fucking funny. But yeah, no, already. We're at like 2 hours, 11 minutes, and I gotta go to work, so should we call it, boys?
Yeah, so we got a special guest for the next episode. Should we reveal it or should we just keep it a secret?
Sure, we didn't talk about it. I doubt anybody's gonna listen to this point anyways, so.
Well, we're gonna record that episode before this one goes up, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna draw viewers in or anything by saying who it is, but we can say it so that once people get to this point,
The 7 people that are listening.
So.
Yeah.
So we got Hal Rudnick from Screen Junkies coming on the channel next time.
Nice.
Next time we record, it might not be up for another 7 months, but he's on his way, boys and girls.
7
I'll watch some
months.
honest trailers in the meantime to.
Yeah. Oh man, I haven't
Prep
watched
for that or
anything
something.
Screen Junkies related in quite some time.
I have. I've been watching hella of his videos, and I remembered why it is that I stopped watching, and it's because every time there's something that I love, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like I'd watch one of the like honest trailers videos, and then it would just completely ruin it for me. Like,
Are you talking about the M. Night Shyamalan movie?
no.
No, the anime. I hope.
Oh, okay, yeah, we just rewatched that with the kids because they're adults now, but
Yeah.
yeah, we were stuck here for a while, so I had them on Blu-ray, so we just watched the whole series. It was fun.
Yeah, no, dude, it's fucking great. But if you watch Screen Junkies, like, honest trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender, fucking ruins it so hard. Oh my god, like that's literally the reason why I stopped watching him like years and years and years ago. Because every single time I watched one of his videos, I'd be like, "Fuck, he's right! Like this is dog shit!" Like, it's always such a funny and interesting and unique perspective.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So that should be fun. Can't wait to see what we can bring out of him.
So what are we gonna be talking about? Do you know?
We got some questions written down and stuff.
Yeah, let's come up with more. Like, let's start like a group like text thread, and we can like just like shoot them out like as soon as we come up with them.
Okay.
So I don't need to watch like the Gremlin movies or anything like that.
No, not for next week.
No.
Okay. Just
We'll do that one after we record with Hal.
we'll put that on the back burner somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just do that for the following week.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch them this week, great.
I own the
Take
first
notes.
one. I don't own the second one, so.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're able to stream it somewhere. Definitely
Oh,
on Amazon Prime.
I'm sure. Yeah, Amazon probably has them both.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks,
Amazon
boys.
almost has everything. Yeah, this was good.
This is fucking great. I think this was one of our better ones.
Definitely. It was a lot funner than last week's. I'll give it that.
I just
Sick.
hate the fact that I had to watch those movies again.